Pardon, what did you say?
I offered to help you. You refused to take our money. Then I said, I guess you're really up shit creek. Ow!
You know about secondary smoke? You can give people lung cancer who are innocent and trying to live healthy lives.
Why don't you just go back to sleep, leave me alone, do whatever you have to do.
Why don't you put the cigarette out?
Why don't you shut up and leave me alone?
Put the cigarette out, Jack. Put the cigarette out.
The pain in the ass this guy is.
I thought you were putting it out.
No, I'm not putting it out.
There's my grandpa.
Thank you. Thank you. Woo! That is why I won't do 2 shows tonight anymore, babe. I won't do.
I'm a risk taker. I'm growing an entire crop of marijuana plants in my parents' backyard. I think that shows a little bit.
You're growing an entire crop of marijuana in your backyard?
Do you know where we can find some marijuana? We're looking for marijuana.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but 2 things right now. Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
Buddies, it's the Ron and Fez show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Fez Watley.
Hey, buddy.
Black girl saw The Simpsons the other night and got him a big idea. What is it like having the Fox network, girl? You're able to come up with openings for the show?
It was a beautiful parody, and I just thought, and I love the song.
Spy report. Spy report.
I hate to interrupt you, Earl.
Spy report.
But a spy
report
is coming in right now. Fezzy, let's go live to the Jew. The Jew is on the line right now. How are you, sir?
What's up, buddy?
What's the spy report, my friend?
Spy report is that Nick Saban has signed at 10 a.m. with Alabama.
Spy report. Spy report.
Now, just to go back and set this up, remember when Fez and Jay Moore gave the Super Bowl to the Dolphins this year because of Nick Saban and what a great professional coach he was going to be in? He basically came in and panicked, Fez.
Yeah, and now he's gone. You know, if he really should try to do both jobs. You know, Saturdays it's Alabama, Sundays it's the Dolphins, but I guess he's just going to do Alabama.
So many of these pro coaches now want to go back and do college football. It's easier to pull off. You put in less hours. You can, let's say, rig the game a little better. You can make sure that you get better players through what other ways that they have a tendency to pull these kids in. And before you know it, you can turn a program around where it's almost impossible right now to be a professional football coach.
Yeah, and with Alabama, he can go there a hero. You know, they've had bad seasons, so he can just show up and try to turn that around quick. So Nick Saban, the latest, Jim Mora Jr., he got fired this week, and Dennis Green from the Cardinals fired.
Well, Jim Mora Jr. kind of set himself up to be fired because he wants to go back to and coach college, right?
Yeah. He
wanted to go Washington?
Yeah, I think he wanted the Washington job. He said that would be great to get.
So basically, and he says that on an Atlanta radio station during the year. I mean, it used to be the progression was to be a professional football coach was the shit. That was the way to be known. These guys in college are actually getting paid more money now. They're picking up all kinds of endorsement deals. Everybody's getting fat cash but the players. It's fucking totally out of control. Earl, I want you to look into this. I want you to look into the NCAA and do something about it.
Oh, it's completely out of control. They even give them like houses. They give them land. They give them these incredibly fat deals.
Millions and millions of dollars. And kids, by the way, you're all going to be wearing Nike because of a little deal that I signed. It's unbelievable how you pull this off. And then they spend half the years going into public high schools trying to grab kids. Earl, also do me a favor here. Have Dave check his emails about something I sent to him. Have him print that out for me.
Will do.
Tonight, Notre Dame, Fez.
It is the Sugar Bowl tonight, LSU versus Notre Dame in Louisiana. The line on that one is LSU favored by 8.
I don't believe that Notre Dame has won a bowl game since Ara Parseghian. We're going back quite a few decades now since Notre Dame had anything to crow about at the end of the year. Any way they can pull this off tonight, Fez?
No, Notre Dame will get destroyed. The defense just isn't there. It's a trip to New Orleans, I guess.
And another $15 million for their school. So that's not so bad.
Right, and since they're an independent school, that doesn't have to be shared with any sort of conference or anything.
That goes nice with the money they already got coming in for their TV deal.
Yeah, their NBC contract, which I'm sure that's going to be renewed again. No problem there. Makes you wonder, though, with the head coaches, Denny Green, Jim Mora Jr., Nick Saban, who's going to be next?
Well, does it really matter? Do you really feel like any coach is making a major difference with their teams anymore? Because at any time you see these guys, they're on top of the world, they're writing the book. The following season, they find themselves not in the playoffs, and somebody else comes in, and it really doesn't seem like it makes much a difference right now.
I guess the next one is probably going to be Bill Cowher, who leads the Steelers. They expected an announcement from him like in the next week, and the Rooneys are really shoving him out the door, or at least shoving him for an announcement. So I'm sure he'll be the next one.
I honestly think it's going to be Romeo Crennel. I mean, he was a guy who was supposed to be from the great Patriot system and everything, and
not everybody can come out of that system and be great. At a certain point, we got to say, all right, enough with that.
I mean, but everyone out of that camp, like Charlie Weiss is doing very well.
I know, it used to be the 49ers, and now it's the Patriots. Anyone who's been in touch with the Patriots at all, you could have just delivered a package there, and suddenly you get your own team afterwards.
That's Eric Mangini. One season as the coordinator there.
Fez, it's Manginius. Would you please call him by his name, or Magic Genie, as they're now starting to call him.
Genie, Gini, is the way to... So, the magic thing for him is if he's able to fit in that sweatshirt by the end of the season.
Might be mean. Where does that come from? We're sitting here talking about football, and you attack personally. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ.
Sarah Jane Moore, she's the woman who in the 70s took a shot at President Ford.
And then later she went on and married Ferris Bueller?
No, that's Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, they're all great.
Yeah, so she's still in prison, and she says she mourns with the rest of the country.
I thought it was Squeaky Fromm that took a shot at him.
It was both. It was Squeaky Fromm went first, all within the same month, and then the Sarah Jane Moore.
Was she also tied up with Manson?
I don't think she had Manson ties.
Now, why would anybody want to shoot him? What did he possibly do?
She said she was just so radical in her political thinking at that point.
They were still mad about Nixon, that they went to shoot this guy?
Yeah, and she thought the political left was going to disappear, that it was going to be forced out of the political system altogether.
Well, she was right about that.
So she actually fired, and I guess there was like an ex-Marine there and he saw her with the gun, and hit her hand, so the gun went up, the shot fired, ricocheted off the hotel, and hit a cab driver.
Jeez, I wish I could save a president. That would be great. I'd love to do something like that. And I'm not going to end up like Marky Mark being tricked into actually shooting at him. I'm going to go in a different direction and be the hero.
So she mourns. She said she mourns with the rest of the country.
I say let her out now. I mean, she's only tried to shoot one guy. He's already gone. It's time we forget about this.
I wonder if they will, because she's no longer a threat to President Ford, if that would be her parole. They always told her, as long as Ford's alive, you'll never get out of prison.
Brad, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
I thought that the coach for the Jets was Eric Mangina.
No, it's actually Don Vito Margera. Or... Margenius, as they're now starting to call him.
So I was wondering about this with like a presidential assassination.
Right.
When does a murder get classified as an assassination? How much authority does the victim have to have, or how famous does he have to be before you characterize it as assassination?
I don't think it's a matter of fame. I think it's an assassination is a political thing, correct? Like, I know you can assassinate a judge.
Right.
Because they'll say a judge was assassinated. That happens all the time in South America. So I don't think that you say John Lennon was assassinated, do you?
Yeah, they always talk about John Lennon's assassin, and he got assassinated in December.
All right, good point. Now, is that because he's political or famous?
I think it's because he's famous.
All right, so you're saying famous people get assassinated, and regular Joes just get murdered.
Yeah, I remember when with the Tupac and Biggie both got killed. They always kept saying assassination. I was like, no, he got murdered. They're murders.
I think they were assassinated in the terms that it was planned for both those guys to be taken out. Like a murder would be let's say Ronald Reagan had some relationship with Hinckley, but Hinckley went after Reagan because he was the president. Not because of any personal vendetta between the two of them.
Right. Like when a police officer gets shot, that's, that's a murder.
Right, that's not assassination. But if a police chief was taken out to change things, like, to stop the work that he was doing, I think that would be an assassination.
So do you think it's more motive?
I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go along. I really have no idea at all. And I barely even hold my interest. But, the whole point that the famous people get assassinated, it bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, it's, because I wonder, like a mayor of a major city.
Yeah.
He would be assassinated.
Right.
But I wonder if the mayor of, like, a small town.
If there was political leanings towards it. If it was to take him out for political purposes, I believe that's an assassination. Just like you don't have to be a federal judge to be assassinated, but let's say some drug gang will assassinate a judge to keep something from happening. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I think you're right about the assassination, because sometimes,
you hear on the news people get executed by people.
Right.
So I think the assassinations because
there's always drug executions. There's always, you're hearing about either a gangland execution or drug land execution. Pat, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
What was Selena? Assassinated or murdered?
She was murdered. And that's because I think she had that connection to that person. She wasn't assassinated by like a crazed fan who went out after her because of her fame. But wasn't that like her maid or something that killed her?
I thought it was a crazed fan. I thought it was like the president of her fan club.
Yeah, it was the former president.
But it's somebody that she knew, right?
But she had a relationship.
Yeah, she had a relationship. That is my point there. And I'm guessing. I'm throwing darts here. I'm not exactly sure. DJ, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, yeah, the difference between assassination and a murder. Assassination is a political, it's a plan. Like the assassination of Lincoln. It was planned because it was a political thing. You're murdering judges is a political, drug lords are murdering judges because they want them judges not to make laws. Assassination or attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan.
Right. It's like with John Wilkes Booth, he yelled, "Death to all tyrants."
Right.
So it's not really all that personal. This is what we do to all time. And, that wasn't even his line, He stole that from Julius Caesar. That's what they yelled when they killed Julius Caesar. So this is what I hate about actors. They never have their own fucking thoughts. This is my thing that I hate the worst. It's some kind of a speech, right, like the Oscars or something, and some well-known actor will come out there and go like this. Orson Welles said, comedy. You know what? If Orson Welles is here, let him say it. Don't come in quoting him and attempting to get a laugh or a tear out of some line that was written years ago. Think of your own shit. I might be blown out of proportion, too. I'm not exactly sure. Hey, Professor John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, and welcome to the Knights again.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Huh?
Quite welcome. Assassination has to do with power. If you are going to kill someone who holds some sort of power, that's what makes an assassination. And it doesn't have to be a physical murder. You can assassinate one's character as well by rendering them powerless, by spreading ugly rumors. So, assassination has more to do with nullifying power than murdering a famous person.
All right, so John Lennon, it's assassinated only because he was famous, to take him down a peg.
Also, John Lennon had something to do with, the young people's political sway, so you could say in that case that he was assassinated.
All right, but not for 8
power
years.
Over kids thinking.
Give him that fucking benefit that he really hadn't done anything for quite a long time. He was just sitting there at the Dakota watching the wheels go round and round. He really loved it. Well, I'm not going to go. I can't go through the whole song. I'm not even a big fan of it, actually. Joel, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, what's going on? Card number 11666.
Thank you, my friend. How are you today?
Very good. Welcome back to Nights, boys.
It's great to be here.
Coming.
Huh?
All I had to say was I think the difference between an assassination and a murder really has to do whether it becomes public forum or not. I mean, if Lennon was just, stabbed on the streets for, to get his wallet, I don't think it would have been considered an assassination. But done the way that it was done in a public forum, I think it becomes an assassination then.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it wasn't a personal thing with John Lennon. It was about the fact that he was John Lennon, the Beatle, the poet, the rock star, the political person.
If Lincoln was just killed because, I didn't like the way his hat looked walking down the street,
well, I didn't.
It would have been a murder. But, done in the play like it was, now it's an assassination.
Now, did the play actually end by the time he did that?
I have no idea. I think that was a showstopper no matter what the case was.
Well, here's what I'm saying. If I was there in Ford's Theater that night, and third act, all of a sudden the shots ring out in a Memphis sky, and they take down Abraham Lincoln, I'm going to say, do we get any money back for this? Because I did not have the opportunity to watch the play, the end of the play.
I believe the play was still going on when John Wilkes Booth jumped down in the middle of it.
Oh, you mean after shooting he jumped down?
Yeah, when he jumped out of the president's box.
I was there before at Ford's Theater, and you go down, you go to see it. It's a nice little theater, tiny little fucking place. You go downstairs, and in a very hard rock kind of way, they have that like little plastic encasement with and Lincoln's clothes are in there, just like he was Jimi Hendrix, and the dried blood is still there to this day.
Really? I had no idea they displayed that.
Yeah. Now, forget that part of it. You could take that blood and you'd have his DNA. You could clone Lincoln to this day.
See, we've got to start cloning things. The ban on cloning in this country is ridiculous.
I don't know. I disagree. I think we could have trouble. We clone Lincoln. He claims, I'm still president. I've never been beaten. Who the hell is this Bush guy? I'm the president of the United States. I think it just, Fuzzy, it opens a Pandora's box that I don't want to deal with right now.
Now, if you clone Lincoln and you got a little Lincoln baby in this year, 2007.
Why does he have to be a baby? We can't clone him big?
No, we can never clone adults. We're not there yet.
We're not anywhere yet.
So we clone the Lincoln baby. Do we have to raise him in a log cabin to get the same Abraham Lincoln? Do we have to put him through the same environmental things?
We wouldn't be able to do that. We would not be able to have every single thing happen to him that happened before. So, no, we would never get the same Lincoln, but we get the same Lincoln stuff.
Yeah, that's true. We'd have the tall guy with the warts.
And, we probably get the attitude. But if we raised him differently, I mean, let's just look at this. We could raise him to speak French. He wouldn't know anything else.
Right.
Lincoln baby. We're not getting Lincoln back. We're getting the Lincoln stuff that made Lincoln.
We should still hook him up with a crazy woman just to see what happens, like his wife.
Brother, we all end up with crazy women. I know you don't like to go into the hetero field much, but after a while you say this to yourself. Holy shit, I'm with a fucking crazy woman. I had no idea. It happens to every single guy. I just wish I had a straight guy I could discuss this with. Earl, still not dating, Earl?
No, not dating at the moment.
Faint too much for dates?
Well, it was just 2 separate episodes, but I'm just not dating at the moment.
Dave's gay. Fez is into his thing. Bronx Johnny plays the field too much. Plus, that's an Ecuadorian thing, which I can't even relate to. Mike, you're on Fez.
Hey, I just finished a great book on the assassination of Lincoln.
Who did?
A lot of people don't. I can't remember the author.
Right.
But a lot of people don't know, but at the same time, simultaneously, the vice president and the secretary of war were attacked. Just they survived their wounds. So it was like a
not have made
massive
the
attack.
history books. So you're saying it was a coup d'etat was taking place that night?
Exactly.
I had never heard this story before in my life.
That makes no sense that Andrew Johnson was also shot on the same night.
What do you mean it makes no sense? If you were trying to take over the country, wouldn't that be the way to go?
Well, it makes no sense that we wouldn't hear about this.
No, they were stabbed and beaten.
Let me say this, Fez. Who honestly ever remembers the middle act? It just doesn't happen in the world of show business.
And lastly, that he was, John Wilkes Booth, was a famous actor from a famous acting family.
Right.
It would be kind of as if Charlie Sheen attacked President Bush.
No, I thought you said actor.
That's what made it even. Oh, okay. That's all I got, guys.
All right, peace out.
Yeah, John Wilkes Booth actually made $25,000 a year, which is amazing in like 1860.
Well, to you, I'm sure that's big money to you.
And that's not even doing films, because they hadn't come around yet.
Yeah, where did he get this $25,000 a year from? Where was he working that he was so famous?
He was working in Boston and a lot of upscaled Connecticut neighborhoods that had theaters at the time, and he would travel America with his family, the Booths.
The Booth family. The
Yeah.
crazy Booth family.
At what point do you say, we have to get Booth for this part?
I'll tell you this. You fucking fight one Booth, you're fighting them all. I know that about the crazy Booth family. Hey, Dave, you're on Fez.
Hey, two show buddies, how you doing?
What do you say there, my friend?
I think a lot of it has to do with motivation. Like Lincoln was killed by Booth, but if Mary had wigged out and killed him, that would have been murder, not assassination.
Right. That gets back to that Selena thing. That wasn't that woman stealing her pearls or something and got busted and just breaking in her house. No one ever says Selena was assassinated, even though I guess she was very big down there. I know Bronx Johnny is always whistling Selena's songs, and he keeps a little poster of her in his locker.
He's still very much into the Tejano sound.
Well, who isn't, really? I mean, it was a craze there in the, I'm going to guess, early 90s?
Sure. Mariachis with an accordion.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. It was kind of like polka Spanish music.
Wonder why it didn't get bigger.
I wonder why she wasn't shot sooner.
You know, Fezzy, you say that. Remember Stern got in big trouble over that?
Oh, yeah.
You better walk the line there, my friend.
It was a tragedy.
I think Johnny, well, it wasn't a tragedy. He just had to go back and apologize in Spanish. But Johnny Cash was right. It's time for you to walk the line. Fred, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Yeah.
Pleasure meeting you at the Christmas party also.
Oh, it was great meeting you, Fred.
Hey, thank you. I heard that Johnson feared Shirley Booth for years. It goes down in the line.
Shirley Booth, part of the famous Booth family, played Hazel.
That's right, and has another acting Booth.
You know, I get a big kick out of Fred here, and when we met him that night, much younger, much like Sleeves, he's much younger than he sounds.
I've smoked for years.
All right, my friend, take care.
I'm over 40, come on.
Is that right? I would have said you were mid-20s. Thanks, Fred. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ.
But according to his voice, it sounds like it should be Wilford Brimley we're talking to.
Chuck, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yo, boys. Hey, listen, Fez, I was thinking, your idea of cloning Lincoln, would that mean we get to bring back slavery? Boys!
It's okay with me. Earl, bring back slavery?
Hell no.
Wait, before you say no, Earl, you're going to be in the big house with me. Don't worry. I'll keep an eye on Earl. And at night, I'll go like this. Gather around the sitting room. I'm going to have Earl do his fainting goat impersonation.
Let's just give it another try. Maybe we can pull it off right this time.
This time will be nicer.
Yeah.
A lot less whoopings. Ben, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, this is Ben.
Yeah.
How you doing, Ron and Fez?
Don't worry about that, Ben. How are you, buddy?
Just fine. Hey, that night, Andrew Johnson, there was an attempt on him, but the guy pussed out, and he didn't end up doing it. But the secretary, he was stabbed that night.
So it was literally someone trying to take over the entire government?
Yep, they were all friends with Booth. And in fact, the guy that was the guy that was with the guy who murdered or stabbed the secretary, they actually met up. And that's the two guys that fled, and then they ended up getting killed in the barn, or at least Booth did. The other guy got out of the barn, but they hung him about a month later.
See, we don't know all the details, Fez.
No, I guess not. That's got to stink, though, when you you put together a plan, you think it's going to work, and then two guys just bail on you, and the whole thing falls apart.
Brother, you're basically talking about my career. That's exactly the way I see every show that I've lined up in my life. And I'm glad the three of you are looking at your shoe tops. You fucking ought to. You ought to sit there in your own booth shame, thinking about yourself. We could have been running the government. But no. I get Lincoln, and what do you guys do? Oh, is that tonight? Oh, I thought you said you're getting heroin. I didn't know. Hey, if I knew Lincoln, I would always be doing that. Lincoln, let's go drinking. Every fucking night. At least every Friday and Saturday. You ready for some drinking, Lincoln? Here's Derek. Derek, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I was just calling about the vice president being shot. He never actually was. The guy that was going to do it got drunk that night and didn't go through with it.
He was drinking during the Lincoln. I understand completely. And believe me, I now sympathize with Booth as never before. I see myself as the John Wilkes Booth of radio. Wilt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, boys. I believe that assassination attempt, it is all status, because that nut that tried to shoot Reagan, that wasn't a political shooting. That was some nut trying to get Jodie Foster's attention.
Yeah, but see, the fact that it's impersonal, I think, works for it to be an assassination attempt. The fact that he didn't know him, he didn't have a personal beef, he only saw him, not as Ronald Reagan, but as the president of the United States of America. And even though this guy was a fucking knucklehead, he did have some kind of motivation of greatness by doing this.
Yeah, he had to kill someone that high up in the government to think he would get Jodie Foster's attention.
And it should have. This is the fucking, when I try to tell you, it's very hard to impress women. I mean, you do something like that, where the following day, you're on every news report, you're on the front page of every fucking newspaper, and this broad still acts like she'll have nothing to do with you? It's very difficult. Now, in his defense, he's trying to pick up a lesbian. I've attempted to turn a couple myself. At different times, I thought I had them turned all the way. They always fucking swing back. They swing back.
I guess there's no comfort in that for Hinckley. The fact that you said, hey, there's no one you could have shot that would have made Jodie Foster yours.
I don't know. He hasn't talked much about it. I think he's still interested in her, as we all are.
And now he gets his visits from the Nut Hut. He gets to
go. Showing up?
No, he gets to go out and stay with his parents for a weekend at a time.
That doesn't help her, though. It doesn't help get her. Jimmy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hi. On the Lincoln thing, somebody's got the facts mixed up because when Booth shot Lincoln, he jumped from the balcony there, landed on the stage and broke his leg, so he couldn't got too far.
No, he got very far. He got out of town that night. They did not fucking grab him. He got out of town, and they found him later, like weeks later, right, in Virginia, some barn he was hiding up with.
Right, yeah.
After that Dr. Mudd had already went and worked on him a little bit. So, yeah, he scrambled. I mean, the fact is that must have been just tons of pussies in that theater that night to let this guy shoot the president, jump down, break his leg, and still hobble out of there without somebody grabbing his ass.
That's probably where actors first started using stuntmen after that. Well, after he made the leap from the balcony and broke his leg.
The funny thing is, it's not that high. It's not as high as you were yesterday, ready to jump here on 5th floor, Fez. And by the way, I got a lot of emails, a lot of people impressed with you yesterday. They really want to see you lowered out of the window.
Oh, man, I get my palms just start dripping sweat thinking about it. Thinking about even going near the window again.
Excitement? The thrill? You know what you are? You're one of those extreme thrill seekers.
No, I'm basically afraid to go near an open window this high up. I don't know if there's a name for that, a thrill unseeker.
Could you put your head out a 2nd floor window?
I think even that would drive me nuts.
Where's the highest you can be before your height kicks in?
I couldn't stand on this console very well.
Try going over there and just kneeling on it. Go over and kneel on the console. Let's see if it starts to kick in for you at all. Grab that mic.
See, I get antsy just getting up on the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm very unsteady.
Right, you're about 1.5 feet. Now, could you stand up there?
That would be really... I would start to get the vertigos.
Try to just stand and crouch and see how you feel. Like, just hold on to his belt so he doesn't...
Yeah, just make sure... Yeah, I have to... See, I have to be holding on to something.
This is a fucking act.
No, I don't like being high.
1.5 feet. That's not high.
I know.
You could be Shaq is taller than what you are right now.
And I don't know how he does it.
So try to stand up a little bit. Just stand up. Yeah. There you go. You're fine now.
All right, this is crazy. This room looks so much higher from being up here.
It's like maybe 8.5 feet high.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, while he's there, just shake him a little bit to see.
Do not shake me.
No, just a little, just a
little shake.
See, yeah. I'm going to end up going off the edge. I'm going to get dizzy and then tumble.
Right.
A little vibrate, though.
All right, stop. That's enough vibrating.
Just a little vibration to see if that helps.
I don't like it.
Untie his shoes.
Okay. So I could trip on those.
That's the thing. Like, you're not going to, but maybe you'll trip.
That's dangerous.
They're both undone.
Right. Unhook his belt, too. Okay. This way, it gives him, we take away some of the comfort that he grew up with.
This is all bad.
Is it? But look at you. It seems like you're less worried about the height and more worried about being exposed.
Yeah, worried about my pants coming down, I guess.
All right. Now, just stand there. We're just going to throw pens at you.
Don't,
just
because
to see.
It hurts.
And I'm going to open the pencil. You'll get a mark.
No, don't, man. You're not going to stain on this shirt.
But that'll remind you as the day goes on that you faced your fears.
That's a Sharpie marker, and that's not going to come out.
All right, here, let's put Flash up there with you. And get up there, Flash. Get up next to Fez. He'll do it comfortably. Not scary for you, huh, Flash?
No, I'm good.
Being 8 feet tall. And just
I'm
start
fine.
dancing with Fez. Just yeah, it's like slow dancing and fast dancing.
Well, this is awkward.
Yeah, it is.
It's too much. It's too much dancing up high.
All right, you better get off there then.
It's insane.
Watch your shoes. Though,
How am I
Fezzy.
going to get down with my shoes untied?
You want Dave to hold you and pull you down?
Yeah, someone's going to have to get me down because I
Yeah.
can't get in that chair. It's got wheels on it.
All right, get him off fast. I'm going to set a world's record for Fez.
Careful, though. The chair
The chair is going to slide.
Okay.
It's got wheels on it.
I got it.
Why would you get on something that had wheels? Why are you steadying yourself that way?
Because nobody's helping.
All right. I want that chair sitting on the ledge because Fez is going to sit in it later.
Okay.
On the ledge in the wheelchair.
Ledge time.
You can't put a chair with wheels on a ledge.
By the way, Dave, I want you to keep a notebook about all the experiments we've been doing with Fez's Fears.
All right, I will.
Because I think you're getting better.
Have we? I don't know what the findings are bringing us so far.
Yeah. Scotty, you're on Ron and Fez.
Oh, yeah, I think you guys should make Fez stand up there and, fall backwards like they make you do in those business courses, to earn trust and teamwork.
Yeah, did you ever have one of those business courses, Fez, where you fall backwards and it's a good thing?
I've participated in some of those. I was never able to do the fall back exercise.
All right, come on in here, Dave, and Flash you too. 'Cause I think it's going to take two people to catch Fezzy. You can do it right there at your chair, Fezzy. Just, and the thing is, when you fall, remember that Dave makes a lot of mistakes. So, but this time he won't.
This dope is going to drop me, Ron, and you know it.
I want you to trust him.
I love you. Absolutely not. I will not drop you.
All right, that's perfect. That was really
Friends, trust one another.
Do that thing where it's like, you're only as strong as the weakest link. All right, there you go.
Spit in your hands?
Why is it scared? Spit in hands and shake.
No, I'm not going to shake your spitty hand.
Go ahead.
It went in my eye.
Well, you got to spit in your hand too, Fez. Then you wipe it together.
All right.
What kind of spit is that? 1930s?
My mouth is very dry from these experiences. I'm freaking out a little bit here.
Freaking out or growing as a person?
Freaking.
Okay. All right, you're going to fall backwards now into Dave.
I'm ready for you. Whenever you are.
Yeah.
All right, and just fall back.
Yeah. Not yet, because he's not there. I want you to... He wasn't ready.
Are you sure he's not going to be ready?
I was a little distracted. Okay, this time I'm ready to go. Let's go.
You know what to do? Here's what we're going to do. You get behind him in the schoolboy thing.
Okay.
What's that called? Like a schoolboy shove?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, Flash, you get there, so you'll be falling over Dave and into...
Okay.
What does this prove? How is this going to help your findings?
This kind of looks funny. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and hold on. I'll throw pens.
No, don't throw pens. You're going to distract the catchers.
Right. Okay, you ready, Fez?
I think I'm ready.
All right. All right, where's Flash going? Wait, you sit on him. Get up. All right, see.
Sorry.
Now you got to get up, Dave.
You just broke my back.
I know. Fez, you're using it as a benchmark, and that stopped you because you were using him to fall on. All right, ready? Put your arms up. Shut your eyes, and you start to go. We got to get Dave in here though, because Dave's watching TV.
Is he ready?
No, he's watching TV right now. There's something on there.
Sorry, there was CNN.
Yeah. Just shut your eyes.
It's even worse with shutting my eyes. Ow, you hit me in the face with a pen.
Excellent. So the pen does probably take you out of that state that you're in.
It takes me out of a non-pain state into a pain state.
Right.
Is what it does.
How you feeling?
My eye hurts and my shirt is still stained.
Then everything's going as planned. Here we go.
What are you jotting down?
I'm trying to keep you out of the nut hut. All right.
Please catch me.
All right.
We're ready for you.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Closing my eyes makes it all the worse.
Yeah, keep your eyes closed. That way I throw a pen, you don't know.
All right.
They're not there yet. Hold on, they're not. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You said they're not there yet, and I was ready to drop.
What I want you to do is not listen to me, but believe your senses. All right? This is like Obi-Wan Kenobi thing.
I'm not a Jedi.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So don't listen to me.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Not yet, because he's not there.
All right.
Fall backwards, because he's not there.
What?
He's really not there.
I'm so confused.
All right, you're not making it. Earl, this is kind of disappointing right now.
Yeah, he won't let go.
Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you, I got a call from Mikey D last night. He broke his dick, Earl. He broke his dick. Look, that quick. He's down on one knee. Oh, that was terrible.
All right, here I go.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Not yet. No, please don't.
Got it.
Yay! You did it.
Did I do it?
Yes. You fell backward.
I am so scared right now.
Why? You already did it.
I know, but my heart is just pounding.
Well, don't do that. Remember, yours gives out.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's on the chest. I have you.
Yeah.
I just want this to be for the future. I always have you, Mr. W. I always have you.
This is almost sexual.
Well.
JT, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddies?
Yeah.
Missed one show, Fez. I was just want to know if Fezzy got nervous when he gets in his car and rolls his window down.
Is that too... Yeah, you always had a truck, Fez.
Yeah.
Is that too high for you?
Yeah, it wasn't too high, but like if I was like on an interstate or something like that, I couldn't have the windows down. Like I wouldn't want to like be in a convertible or something like that. If I was like, if I'm just going, regular speed limit, 30, 40 miles an hour, that's fine. But you get out on the highway or something, I don't want the windows down or a convertible, anything like that.
You don't like the windows down? You don't like a convertible? You don't like a ragtop?
Not going fast, because I feel like I could get blown right out of there.
You know what I'd like to do? We get a convertible, and I have Dave driving after, get him pretty liquored up, and we're going down 95 with you, sitting up in the back like you're the Rose Bowl queen. You're just waving to everybody on 95. And let Dave open that fucker up, see what he can do.
I don't think I'd be able to wave. I don't think I'd be able to sit up on the back.
Well, you're ruining the Rose Bowl parade, the East Coast Rose Bowl parade.
I'm a really good driver. I got a Volkswagen van, 103 on the Jersey Parkway one time.
You don't have to brag here. Everybody believes in you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is not a place that you have to come in thumping your own chest.
All right.
Everyone knows your reputation, and we're all impressed.
Trust.
Yeah, it's all about trust right now.
I don't believe in him.
Well, you're going to need to. You fell backwards into him, and he was there for you. And I didn't even hear a thank you.
Thank you, Dave, for not dropping me.
There you go.
You're welcome.
That's bizarre. Now, by the way, Dave showed me this. This was on Whack Bag, Fezzy. And it was about... By the way, did that test run today, Earl? Do we know?
Yeah, it went a couple of minutes ago.
And everything went smooth and there weren't any problems?
Everything's cool.
All right. So, right back to Wiki. We did it. We're all on top of it. The embarrassing Christmas gift that you gave me. There is talk right now that the ashtray that you bought is a knockoff, not the actual ashtray. They went back, the Whack Bag folks went back and found the actual old school Toots Shore ashtrays, which if you even look at them, they're kind of beaten down by time and, 60 years old. Where the ashtray that you gave me looked like it was new and quite different from the ashtray that was actually there.
Well, I thought I got you an authentic ashtray for Christmas from the Toots Show restaurant.
Yeah, Toots. So you did not. You got ripped off, which means, quite frankly, you owe me a Christmas present. I'll come over and find the pictures on Whackback for him, would you, Dave? Thank you very much. Hey, Fez, it's our friend, Gorilla Bob. He wants to do something with you. Bob, how are you, my friend?
I'm pretty good. Big ass card number 21087 here.
Way to go, old school. How are you?
Very good, thanks. Listen, hey Fez, do you think you could get on the back of my Harley without a helmet and we'll take a ride over the Verrazano Bridge?
That would be cool, Fez.
That would be the worst thing. I can't go over that bridge in a car, Bob.
What about with a helmet? What about if he puts you up front like when you're driving around a 4-year-old? You put them up front so you can kind of hold on to them while you're driving.
If I did this, I would have to be on the back with my arms wrapped around you, Gorilla Bob, so tight.
Riding bitch.
Oh, man.
I don't think you could get your arms around me, Fez.
Yeah. You wouldn't mind, Gorilla Bob, with him holding on to you and his vagina pressed up against your back? All right, Fez, look over here. That's pretty much the model of the Toots Shure ashtray that you got.
Right, yeah.
And you can see just how modern and fresh and new that looks.
Right.
And I'll go and show the actual ashtray that was used there. And you can see that ashtray looks 50, 60 years old.
Yeah.
Worn down by time. And the ashtray that you got was just a knockoff that supposedly you paid over $16 for, $16.09 on eBay.
I paid much more than that.
Well, I just saw the eBay price, $16.09.
Don't go by that one.
So, and that one that is at least painted, where the one you got me is just a plain white ceramic ashtray.
Well, now I feel really bad.
Good. That was my intention. I wanted you to think about your gift.
That was your New Year's and Christmas intention?
It's been bothering me, you know. Well, first of all, I felt like Daddy got hosed. And so that bothered me a little bit. But now, thanks to the good folks, and see who got that picture so I can give them all the credit, Fez. Go up top there. Go up top and read his name off.
RMPGP.
Thank you very much for discovering this. Bob, we'd love to do this with Fez sometime.
Bob, Fez would not like to do this.
I think you'd have a great time. I'll have to take the windshield off the bike, though. This way you can sit right in front of me, and you can't have anything in your back pockets because it might obscure my vision.
What I'd love to do is if we could tie in a multiple bridge tour. So you're going over that one. You're going over the 59th Street Bridge, the George Washington. Maybe we start you at George Washington and keep hitting each one till you're up for the Big Verrazano.
I don't think I could go over an overpass like this.
Yeah.
But then we could drive down 95 and maybe pick up some cheesesteaks.
Not a bad idea. I'm fucking starving right now.
See, he's going to get me on the back of this bike and not let me off.
Oh. All right, Bob. We'll talk to you later, buddy. All right, Fezzi has set up another one of his stunts, and I love it. And that's the Harley Bridge Tour.
No, you know me. I don't like stunts. I don't like doing stunts.
But look what you did today. And you're getting better all the time.
All I did was fall back into Eastside Dave's arms.
Is that it, or did you become a little bit of a hero yourself? Now take a look. There's the ashtray that actually existed, and there's the one you got ripped off from.
Yeah.
This is on Whack Bag. I don't know what the thread is under. I guess it's Stupid Ashtray.
Toot Shore Ashtray Mystery. Real or fake?
No one's name is Toots. Please stop calling them Toots. That's a woman's name. All right, there it is. So you can see, Fezzi, you got ripped off, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah. So do you feel like you owe me now?
Yeah, I gotta find you this old ashtray.
I don't want to
That's
fucking...
what I gotta do.
I don't want an ashtray.
I
smoke outside and I use the ground as a fucking ash. But what I want to do is just get some cash from you.
I don't want to give you cash. That's an impersonal gift.
To me, it'll be personal. I'm going to put it to. Why don't you give me a Flathead gift certificate? I'll just call Flats and you let them know how much is coming my way. By the way, somebody did send us something very nice, Fezzi. Gift cards from American Express.
Yeah, that was Kip from Springfield, Virginia. He gave us American Express gift cards.
Very nice, Kip. We appreciate that.
So, thank you very much.
He gave some to the staff?
Yeah, we all got, they look like credit cards. Like
yes, fucking gift
cards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Fainty. Why don't you go buy a fucking sweater that says the Fainting Goat?
Earl's still on the barter system.
Have you seen fainting goats before, Fez?
No.
I think you can find some on YouTube. It's a goat that you can make faint by yelling at it. And it literally is Earl right now. Earl, his dick broke.
Stop it.
Snapped at the base.
Please stop.
Immediately filled up with dead blood cells, making his balls and cock change color. There's the fainting goat, Fez, see?
Oh, yeah. Start calling you Billy. Billy Goat.
Speaking of which, last night Fez and I were leaving Free FM, and little Billy Bush was just coming out of Nobu 57. So what exactly were you saying to me, Fez?
This is what I read about Billy Bush.
Now, what show is he? Is he Entertainment Tonight? Is he Access Hollywood?
I think he's Entertainment Tonight.
I can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
All those shows are unwatchable.
So he's hosting that new reality show coming on NBC, You're the One That I Want, where they pick the leads for the new revival of Grease on Broadway. So he's hosting that reality show. So I read this, that NBC has pulled him from the promos from that show because seeing Billy Bush did not test well with audiences.
So Fez says that to me, and I go over and tell him. Go over and tell him right now. I heard you got pulled off the promos. That's sad, but you wouldn't do it.
No.
He's a tiny little thing, huh?
Oh, he's very tiny.
Those TV people are tiny. He looked like a little Emmy statue. Like you could just put him up there and hand him out to people. Who wins a Billy Bush this year?
So there was also in that same article they talked about he's probably not going to get that 9 o'clock hour of the Today Show like he was planning on.
That's what he wanted, huh? Why not?
Same reason. People see his face and they don't like him.
He yells too much, too.
He yells too much. I'm sure it's some of the presidential backlash that's going on.
Well, you can't. First of all, George W. Bush couldn't pick this fucking kid out of a lineup. You never once heard of him being at the fucking White House.
Right.
I know he's some distant relative. But, you know, that's like you and Jonah Bobo. That's been fucking blown out of proportion. Now, the thing is this, though. I don't like anybody else on the Today Show. Why are they? Earl actually ran off to the bathroom and fucking freaked out.
Yeah, he's sick or mumbling, and then he also was looking at his cell phone, so it's a whole
A guy
mystery.
broke his dick. Stop fucking making a big deal out of it, Earl.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not your dick.
He's sweating and everything.
God. I may have the weakest staff in the history of radio.
He's a mess. You saw what I did today. I fell into another guy's arms.
Dan, you did it in seconds. And by that, it was in love.
It was not a crime of passion.
All right, it's the Ron and Fez Show.
Ronnie. Fezzy. The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
Ron and Fez. Ron and Fez at AOL.com if you ever want to send us an email. Or check out ronfez.net. There's a lot of stuff you can download and listen to there. What is this, Earl, you're playing?
Charlatans UK.
Thought maybe it was you in the other room with a keyboard.
And I left my Moog on the bus.
Pat Robertson says it's going to be a bad 2007. He's had his annual one-on-one talk with God.
He only does that once a year?
Once a year he has a one-on-one with God, as he calls it. And God has told Pat Robertson that the U.S. can expect a major terrorist attack with massive dead sometime after the month of September.
What year does he think this is? 2001?
He last year he said that Seattle or Portland was going to get wiped out by a major tsunami.
And that happened.
And so this year it's a major terrorist attack. He said God didn't use the word nuclear, but he thinks it might be a nuclear attack in this country.
All right, so God, being very gray sometimes, he will not be specific when he talks. And last year the tsunami, of course, did happen. We lost Portland and Seattle, so let's keep an eye on this. But it looks like we got 9 good months.
Yeah, up until September of 2007.
So enjoy the next 9 months. What else did God have to say, Fuzz?
That was about it, I think, for his predictions.
Nothing else? Nothing on the Super Bowl? Not bringing up NBA stuff at all?
I believe maybe he picked the Eagles.
To go all the way?
To go all the way.
I'll call Vegas and tell them I'm pushing all in.
God, for some reason, only has bad news to tell people. When he does talk to them, to the mere earthlings, it's only bad news.
Well, it's always major stuff. I mean, he never brings up trans fat. I wish he would say, hey, those foods that you're eating, not exactly good for you in the long run.
I see a smoking ban coming to St. Louis.
Smoking bans everywhere right now. Nobody can smoke. Fez, you talk about the God stuff. This is out of, The Guardian in England. This is some thinkers got together, one of these think tanks, web magazine, Edge put it together. 150 scientists and intellectuals. What are you optimistic about? And within 25 years, some of these folks believe, religion will command little of the awe that it does today. The spread of information through the internet and mobile phones will gently undermine the mindsets for religious fanaticism and intolerance, so that finally we will get around to where people start thinking a little bit. All right. And religion will play less and less a role in the future. Now, I know that you were raised religious, and Earl, you also were. Dave and I, both Catholics, which you'd think would be a little more aggressive, but they give you a lot of room to move there. The Catholic Church does. You see this as a positive, less religion?
The less fanaticism, definitely a positive. Mm-hmm. I don't see it happening, though. I don't see where religion's going to take a back seat to science in the next 25, 30 years.
I don't know what you mean by back seat, but it would be more of a thing of people are, stop being afraid of every eclipse as monkeys are eating the moon. That is, if you, as you learn things, you learn where a hurricane comes from, you're less likely to believe it's because gay people have angered the old bearded man in the sky. Earl, what about for you? Less religion seems like a better world?
I think it's already gone that way. It's definitely leaning more towards that way to begin with.
I agree with you 100% there. If you really look at the world historically, we're a lot less under the grips of religion than we were, years ago. At one time, the Pope was running things. And if the Pope said things, people would be actually burned at the stake over religion. And now, we just bomb other countries. So I think there is probably less, if you look at the history of the world, less religious intolerance, and we're getting closer all the time.
Yeah, even within the church, it was like for a long time you couldn't have women as pastors or, gay pastors now. That's happening now. So people.
You have gay pastors in your church?
No, we do not. But
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know of one real established church that's okay with gay people.
No, even I think the Episcopals had that lesbian bishop or something like that.
Even the Catholic Church, where, we put up with the priest diddling our kids, they still will not really welcome everybody in. Here's Jeff. Jeff, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, yeah, it's Jeff from Cleveland. Hey, when the print press came out, they said, oh, that'll be the end of religion. When radio came out, oh, that'll be the end of religion. TV, oh, that'll be the end of religion. It's never going to go away.
Well, I don't think religion or spirituality is ever going to go away. But what you'd like to have go away is a little bit of the intolerance, a little bit of the hardcore. And for people to wake up a little bit to see that faith can sometimes be a bad thing. That you have to have a certain amount of faith in your life, religious faith. But, if someone says, I believe so much in the power of God that I'm going to try to, open up the window and God will gently take me down to the earth. I don't care how religious you are. I don't care what you've done in your life. You're going to drop like a fucking stone, So we know that faith doesn't work there. But basically when it looked like the president was more motivated by faith this time, that faith was going to take us and make things happen, I think that kind of shined a bad light on religion and kind of maybe woke some people up to it.
Well, if religion could get out of the way of things like stem cell research, that would definitely be a step in the right direction. That's a really positive move there.
So, in what way you believe in stem cell research?
Yeah, and I think we could save and help an awful lot of people through stem cell research.
And what's making religion go no stem cell research?
That you're destroying embryos and every life is and murder.
David, you're on Ron and Fez.
Good evening. How are you?
Good, buddy.
Earl was saying that he believes, and y'all were saying that you believe that religion has kind of faded away a little.
Yeah.
Evidently, you haven't been to North Carolina lately.
Tell me about North Carolina, David.
Well, about a year ago, I used to work when I was still working local instead of driving a truck over the road. I worked with this one guy. He was sitting there telling me that they drilled a hole to the core of the earth, stuck a microphone down there, and heard people screaming in hell. Then he's trying to tell me that the earth is only 6,000 years old, and that God made the trucks that we drive and the cars that you drive or whoever drive. I mean, I've had people on the CB radio down there just tell me, "Oh, I love you," and all this, and then it's Judgment Day this, Judgment Day that.
Right.
It's every corner down there.
No, I agree with you there, and the fact is that this is aimed more towards the future, that people can be educated, and the fact that obviously you need whatever faith you fucking need to get by. I'm going to do the old whatever gets you through the night. What becomes frightening is when you think that other people should follow whatever it takes for you to feel comfortable, that you have this fucking magic thinking.
A lot of people down there have a real bad tendency to throw religion in your face.
Right.
I have no religion whatsoever. I don't believe in getting up at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning and going to church. I'd rather be in the woods deer hunting, but
Fez, you gave back up on church again too, huh?
Yeah, I haven't been to church forever.
Well, here's another thing. You can't deer hunt, or you can't do any kind of hunting in North Carolina on Sunday.
Right.
I called Raleigh, which is the capital, and to the main office of the Wildlife and Fisheries and not human resources, but wildlife resources. Asked them what was the deal with not hunting on Sunday of any sort. They said it was a religious thing.
Well, yeah, I grew up in Pennsylvania where we still would have the blue laws. And it would be the same kind of thing where you couldn't get a drink on Sunday until after 12 o'clock, and you had to serve food there.
Well, it's just like, Virginia's the same way. You can't hunt on Sunday, but their version of not hunting on Sunday is they say it's to give the deer, let the deer rest. But
let the deer contemplate God if they can.
I don't know. I've just had I used to go to church occasionally, but ever since I moved from North Carolina to North Carolina from Westchester County up there in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Louisiana. My wife is from Westchester County. We moved down here in '99. I never had a problem with going to church or anybody that went to church or do this or do that. If you want to go, that's fine. Don't throw it up my face. But it is so bad, especially between the Charlotte area to Monroe, North Carolina, and all in the vicinity of where I'm at. I live 20 miles east of Charlotte in a little bitty town that started out as a population of 920, is now 2,500. But it's all in that area. It's bad. I had one woman who gave me a look of, you might as well be in hell because you don't go to church, just because I told her I didn't believe in going to church.
All right. Thank you very much, David. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. So your thing, Fezzy, of saying I'll never take a back seat, you're not saying that in an optimistic way. You're not saying that in a pro-religion way. You're almost saying is people are stupid.
Exactly. Where people's religious fanaticism is always going to be dominant. They're always going to be the most vocal people. And in that sense, I don't see...
But don't you see that a lot of these people feel just the opposite? They feel like they're being pushed back by people like you that are just going, stem cells, that's great, without even really looking into it too far. Earl, I know that your people are all religious, right?
Yes, definitely.
And you said dumb as bricks. You get something out of this, right?
Oh, I totally get something out of it. I hate using the word religion. I prefer spirituality because it just seems
because you're ashamed of religion.
Not ashamed of. Organized religion has become such an ugly word and words, and I don't know. I think more critical. I'm completely open to critical thinking, but I think faith and science can actually work together. It always has.
But that means if you get fact, you may have to adjust your faith.
Yeah, to a degree, yes. You would definitely have to adjust your faith, but I think, like when they had the cure for, let's say, polio, most people said it was a curse from God and this and that, But, Jonas Salk had this belief that, you know what?
They thought polio was a curse from God?
There was some...
Like bad people get polio? And
Bad
good
people.
Yeah.
You must have been, you must have curses through your family. Just insane stuff. I mean,
that woman that we would talk to every once in a while from that crazy church.
Shirley Phelps Roper.
She said that only bad people die. She had some thing in her head that her whole family is going to live forever. And again, college educated. She's a lawyer. It's like sometimes faith runs a lot different than any type of critical thinking. Hey, Anthony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Boys, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Listen, religion, it kills more people than anything else in the history of the world. How could this be looked at as a good thing? Progressive people will eventually wipe out religion. It's going to happen sooner or later, and it'll be for the betterment of mankind.
Well, that's the interesting thing when you look at Star Trek. You never see them all caught up in a let us pray. You know what I mean? There's no kind of prayer thing. It's like almost like science and thinking had taken us beyond that point. Here's our buddy Mike the teacher. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, guys. I agree with Fez in that I think that people will always believe in some spiritual way. Organized religions might die. There's a lot of different gods and religions competing out there. But what I think is going to happen as religions evolve is that there will be lessening of the tying of human events to the God's actual wanting something to happen, and vice versa. Tying our little petty beliefs, like Pat Robertson thinks he actually talks to God. I think that we might find out that nature is just that this is it, this is all that we have, that there is no human-type entity that listens to us, that we anger, or that we please. That will probably lessen, I think, is what they're trying to say.
So we finally come down to the fact that any justice is just mortal justice.
Well,
the fact is there's no punishment for bad people. There's no kind of karma thing in the universe.
Well, you're talking there about a moral and ethical code of behavior, and whether they're religion-based or just based on evolution, meaning just good behavior and the golden rule and things like that existed long before organized religions, we got along, or else we wouldn't have gotten here.
Well, I don't know if we've ever had a time that there wasn't somewhat organized religion. It wasn't Christianity or even the Jewish faith, but people were always like, hey, the moon is mad at you. The sun wants to,
Yes, we ascribed a different god to each one of these, and then with monotheism, we just gave it to one god.
But don't you think that maybe on some cellular fucking level, that every human, because we've never found a society without religion.
Oh, it's so universal. Absolutely, the power of myth, as Joseph Campbell said, the desire to want to know these answers. God in organized religions, I think, has been what they called the placeholder for the unknown. And like you said, as science grows and we learn more and more as we shine light, like we said, look at what we've done in 100 years. 100 years ago, we were just starting to fly. Electricity was this new thing. Radio was this brand new thing. TV wasn't around. So in another 100 years, we're going to be so much farther ahead in terms of what we know about the universe and how things happen. And a spirituality, a connection with that universe, yes. Organized gods, as the previous caller said, has caused a lot of harm because we think that we are supposed to please this God, that for this God we're supposed to take over this other religion and subjugate these people. That's caused a lot of harm throughout history. So I think that's what the hope is. It's weird, though, because some countries, like the UK, are getting less religious, but religion in the United States is alive and well and growing. Church attendance has been going up in the last 10 years.
And you know what's really funny, too? Do you ever notice that the poorer people get, the more religious they are? You don't see wealthy people being driven by these religious beliefs. The people that seem to be getting good luck. But the poorer you are, the more you want that next world to be better.
Yeah, and you just described why Bush won the last election. I think we talked about this in email about how that southern poor is so religious that they will vote right just because the right says, look, this is what God wants. We know what God wants. That's the harm in any human. Pat Robertson, anybody saying that they know the will, the wants, the desires of any God.
Thank you very much, Mike. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. But you got to disagree with this on a personal level, right, Earl?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination wealthy per se, but I mean, spirituality and any type of religious beliefs is. Oprah is religious. She's been very open.
But here's the thing, and I want you to be open to this for fucking just a heartbeat. The religion that you practice, the religion that Oprah practices, was thrown at your people in the fucking fields as slaves, that if you be good and do well, in the next life you're going to have milk and honey. Not in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you basically are practicing the master's religion, and a big part of that was to keep you down, no?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they used to always use there's a phrase in the Bible, slaves obey your masters, and that was basically the phrase they used to enslave people. But then if you go New Testament, they'll know, I've come to set the captives free.
But what I'm trying to say is, your people were taught this in fucking slavery. This was not the religion of your people. Your people had their own religions.
Yeah, they were definitely, within Africa, like you said, there were so many different.
And now instead of going back to that, you're still you're following along with that. Just be a good person. Do all the things you're supposed to do, and the next world's going to be better.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a very good point to that. But for me, with Christianity, it was always based on the sense of, freedom. And I embraced it. I've embraced it. I live by it. I enjoy it. And I'm not really... I know the roots of it are kind of shady, but still, I embrace it and I enjoy it.
Why aren't you a better person then?
Rick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I don't really think you could... I think it's both the same mindset, same kind of roots, religion and science. I mean, with like stem cell, you're trying to sell them that, if we do this, it will have long life, eternity, no pain. The same, like trying to sell them the afterlife. I think it's the same. It's the same people. Just one wants to think they're smarter than the other.
You don't see the difference between religion and science?
No, I see the difference. I wasn't raised religious, but I think it's the same. The people that really want it, it's like you want to believe. You want to believe that there's no pain later. Something like Fez, who's religious, but he wants stem cell because he's afraid of disease.
But here's the thing: you can't act like science hasn't found cures for diseses. They have.
It's found cures. Yeah, it's found cures for you to die later.
Right. I don't. I don't think that the reason for science is eternal life. I've always thought of the reason for science is to try to figure out how and what we are all doing here.
And embetterment.
And that should be based on fact.
Yeah, and embetterment. I understand that. I do get that. But it has to. You have to go for a theory. A theory is, to me, is the same as a religious theory and a science theory.
Well, then you're making mistakes. Then you're absolutely wrong. One theory is based on fact, and the other one is based on faith. There is no scientific theory based on faith.
Facts change. There's no.
Yes, facts change, and that's important.
I understand that.
That is
religion.
Listen to me.
We found out things about stuff in religion's bullshit too. I understand that.
No, Rick, listen. It's very, very important that you remember that facts change, and then you can assimilate to those facts. You can change your beliefs to move along with the facts. But you don't want to get facts and go, no, that gets in the way of my faith.
No, I understand. I understand that, but I don't think you should just remove the morals of it for the pursuit of science.
All right, so your morals are based on how God's going to treat you, right?
No, I've never really cracked the Bible. I really wouldn't know that.
But so where? I mean, I don't see where you think that morality has nothing to do with even an atheist that should have morals.
Well, I think it's just as dangerous to put everything in science is going to be okay. you know what? I am just not intelligent enough to really get my point across.
Well, you throw it out there, and I appreciate it. 866-RUN-0-FEZ, 866-RUN-0-FEZ.
See, I think with the morality and, like, an example of stem cell research, to me, the moral thing would be to try to use this research to help a kid with juvenile diabetes or to help someone with Alzheimer's. To me, that's cherishing life. So you don't see, that's because you don't see life as, until what point? I guess on that embryonic level.
Where does it happen for you?
I believe, I think at conception, life starts. I think it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But these, the embryos, we're not talking about aborting babies to get these embryos.
I don't know how it all works, so I'm asking you.
Yeah, these embryos are not people yet. There's something alive in there, but it's not a person.
Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah.
I was a devout Christian for my whole life, basically. When I was from 18 to about, 25, I'd go out street witnessing, converting Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses. I was on the bandwagon. And then
Earl, you ever done that stuff?
No, never did it.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, about 3 years ago, I started studying biology and evolution, and it became really clear to me that the way the Bible portrays the beginnings of life is just 100% wrong. And a lot of these churches say that if you don't take the Bible literally, then you're going to hell. And then I eventually swayed away from that and realized that...
Earl, is that the way you were taught?
Oh, we were brought up. When I was brought up, that was like, this is God's word, and you should believe everything it's in there. Yeah, absolutely.
You too, Fez?
Yeah, it's the infallible word of God.
No, you don't see it that way anymore?
No, ever since I read it, there was too many contradictions in it.
Not necessarily true, though. You did up until a couple years ago. This new thing that you're saying is only maybe 2.5 years old. So you had read the Bible and still kept those things.
Right, and then and tried to reconcile that, everything I read and take it as true, and wasn't able to pull that off in my own mind.
I'm not sure about that. Earl, you still hold it the same way?
Yeah, I still hold on to that.
Now, Dave, being a Catholic, they didn't put as much emphasis on the Bible.
No, Bible is just a fun little book I had a nice Bible with pictures in it. That's all it was to me.
Yeah.
Fairy tales.
In the Catholic Church, Earl, it's more like the priests are going to take, you got to remember one certain thing, the priests will read the Bible stuff. You don't sit there and read along with them.
It's kind of like
it's fucking great.
It's kind of like an odd corporation, like the priest is like the CEO. And
it's definitely a corporation. There's no doubt about it. It's the biggest corporation in the world. I still believe it's the biggest landowner in the world. Hey, Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hi, Ron. Fez, first-time caller, first-time listener. You guys crack me up, man.
Yeah, we are funny.
Listen, on this religion thing, I've been raised in this ever since I was a little one, to about a couple of years ago. You have it shoved down your throat, morning, day, at night, and you're growing up on this, and then you become an adult, you start seeing the world differently through your eyes. You start understanding that religion really isn't as cracked up as it is. You know what I mean?
Well, one of the things that you do if you've been around for any amount of time on the earth is start to see that your religious things, and I don't care which church it is, are run by people. Some good people, some greedy people, some people who do only see the thing as a business. And that kind of makes you a little more cynical, and sometimes cynical in a good way, about that fucking bright-eyed faith that you have when you're 4 years old. Because, not only at the same time that they sell you Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, they sell you Jesus. They sell you all this stuff at the same time. And then the older you get, you start to peel one off after the other. And then finally go, no, not Jesus, that one. That story that made you feel good was true. Here's James. James, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, it's sort of what one of the previous callers said, that, relying completely on science isn't exactly the answer either. If you just look at the 20th century, the bloodiest, most brutal century in history.
First of all, that's not true, but go ahead. If you fucking studied the history of this world, it probably was maybe even the least. I mean, we've had some brutal things done since the beginning of time.
Oh, absolutely. But in terms of using technology to
in terms of using technology, only because we had the technology.
Exactly.
Believe me when I tell you, if the Spartans would have had the fucking nuclear bomb, they would have used it.
Well, I mean, that's sort of the point I'm making, is that, while we have come up with plenty of things to, heal diseases and in that direction, we've also come up with ways to kill each other.
But James, you're a Christian guy?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
I don't
because here's how it goes. We have a very Christian president right now, right? Maybe most people consider the most ever.
Sure. Yep.
And he had no problem dropping bombs on Iraq. He has no problems going, and I'm not judging him for it. I'm just saying it was not a thing where he goes, I cannot do this because of my faith. Even though he knew some innocent people were going to die. Even if he thought we're not only going to kill troops, but you don't get involved in a war without knowing innocent people are going to die. So being a Christian doesn't stop you, and has never stopped anybody, other than maybe the Amish, from being involved in a war.
Yeah, the thou shalt not kill doesn't always apply to the most religious people.
Here's Chris, you're on Fez.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole thing about religion, I just think it's like bullshit. There's too many things that, that are unanswered.
Like what? What would work for you?
Well, what would work for me, okay, first off, the whole thing is, ultimately, everyone believes that God or Jesus Christ is the all-knowing, the Alpha, the Omega.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, the whole thing is, if that's the case, didn't he realize that the fallen angel would have done that? So why would he have created it? It's like a chess game.
Well, here's what we used to have in the Catholic religion. It's a mystery. They would throw the grand mystery at you, and then you would go, okay. And really, that may be the only infallible fucking theory out there. That the whole thing is just too big for your slightly bigger than a monkey brain to fucking figure out. That anyone that could come up with gravity and fucking cells splitting in half, which God would have had to do, all these gigantic things, you think that you're going to be able to sit there and have a fucking conversation with him about why things happen? I think he's going to be a little above you.
I hope in an afterlife you get some of these answers. Like, things are revealed to you. A person dies and they finally understand some things.
If they did, your brain would have to be different than it is now. So you would no longer be you anyway. There's no way you, Fez Whatley, would be able to understand these things.
In my frame of thinking.
Yeah.
Right,
and you're
okay.
fucking, like I said, and you're tiny fucking, really basically just standing upright fucking thing. You would have to move on and become something much different than yourself. There's no way you'd be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, that whole concept of who are we? Why are we here? I mean, that is just, I can't even put that into my brain.
Sometimes I think none of it could be personal. All the things that feel so fucking personal to you on this earth cannot be. Or else we'd never stop being pissed at God. If we really figured out that he didn't have to put us through this, I don't know if we could ever get around to getting along with him.
We would just despise him for rainy days.
Let me go to Ben. Ben, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, buddy? Yeah. Ben, I got you, pal.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with religion is the fact that it's hampered evolution so much. If it wasn't for religion, we could have been so more far advanced than what we are right now, and war wouldn't even be an issue anymore. Our thinking would be so far advanced.
Well, it's an interesting thing. So that is all part of it. Like, part of the evolution has got to be religion, believe it or not. It's got to be some kind of spirituality. Because it doesn't look like fucking bunnies have it. Or antelopes, So, or monkeys. So a big part of where we are now is by saying that there's some big connection. Perhaps. And I'm just fucking throwing that one out there. So maybe it's not all that negative. It's just us struggling with it and trying to say our side is better than your side is what the big fucking problem is. I lost you guys. I'm all fucking talking crazy now.
I was wondering if it's, just comes down to awareness of, like, you realize you exist. I don't know if other animals have that gene inside them of just knowing that they're a living creature on this earth.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. And when that happens, when there is awareness, is when you go, and why? Why be here?
Right.
And that's what makes you somewhat spiritual. When you try to figure out what is the important thing about being alive.
That would be great if, like, all of a sudden we found out dolphins were meeting on Sunday to have dolphin church or something.
Like they say, thanks for all the fish. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Zip, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah.
I think it's time that people started not just, believing or not believing, but be vocal about being anti-religious. It causes way more problems than it solves. You look at all the wars caused by it. I mean, we're in the middle of a world war, Muslim versus Christian.
Yeah.
It's time to cut bait and come out vocally against it. There's a big growing movement against religion, brainwashing your kids. It's like teaching them about Santa Claus, like you realize at some point.
Well, the interesting thing is other people's face looks so stupid to you that you can just take a look at somebody that was raised differently from you and believes that giving their life to God and they'll get virgins in the afterlife and they look so fucking stupid. You're like, oh, God, that's a dumb religion. Mine is so much better.
Well, it's always odd to me. It's the same people in religion that love to say we're all children of God, and then they will try to set up as many boundaries as possible to separate the children.
Why is that?
I think they want to be the favorite children of God.
Because?
They're closer to God, they're going to be closer to heaven.
Because if you're running things, you're getting the money. If you're the one who has the ticket to this, you have the power and you have the money. There's never been a church that went, you know what? That other church is, I had a chance to take a look at it. They're the ones that are right. I want everybody, we're closing down here. Everybody head across the street. Pick it up. Not one. It's never fucking happened. Because if you're the person, if you're, Jim Baker or the Pope or whoever, you're the one sitting there with all the power in the world. That's not a bad place to be. I mean, everybody wants customers in this world. And if you have a customer that is so fucking afraid not to buy what you're selling because of eternal damnation, that's a hell of a product you have.
Yeah, and you're satisfying your other customers, I guess, by keeping some people out. You don't, like the congregation of a church that, is not going to welcome, anyone that's pro-choice or something like that into the flock.
Well, you don't want to change the rules. You want to keep the whole thing going. We're right back, Ron and Fez.
It's the Ron and Fez Show, XM 202.
Homeless. We are homeless.
Are you homeless, Earl?
No, I am not homeless. I have a home in Forest Hills, New York.
If you go in the office right now, open one of the cabinets in there. Is it office supplies? No, it's Earl's pantry.
It's just you living here. I'm starting to believe with the John Candy thing that Earl doesn't have a home.
I'll admit I spend a lot of hours here, yes, but
Bezzy caught you bringing groceries in on a Saturday.
It was a 64-ounce thing of ginger ale. That was it.
I'm gonna put a fucking camera in here. I bet I'd see you wandering around in a robe at 3 o'clock in the morning.
He's got a hot plate in there.
Maybe there's something mentally wrong with loving your job. Maybe I do love my job. I do love my job.
As much as you're here, no one ever comes to me and says, Earl, bust his ass for you guys. Has anyone seen your apartment, Earl? Do we know it exists? Because on Thanksgiving, I don't want to be like Steve Martin, remembering, as I laugh about things, that, wait, Earl doesn't have anywhere to go home to, and I'll have to bring him to my house.
Homeless.
All right, Dave got Earl to play that, and Earl's all mad now.
What's wrong, Earl?
It's been badgering me to play that for the longest time, too. I'm just like, just got so annoyed.
Now, you don't see that yourself that way, Earl?
No, not at all. Not at all. Especially after the money I'm about to put into this apartment. No, not at all.
What do you have to do with the apartment?
No, I'm just going to do some...
I thought you were moving to money-making Manhattan. I thought that was the big goal.
Well, I got a year left on this current lease, and I'm going to kind of spruce up the apartment a little bit, buy some new stuff.
Make it a little more available for crazy women?
No, making it available for Earl Douglas Jr. No, I mean, just like CD rack.
Baby. Wow. Earl's having a baby.
No, that's my name.
Fez, the Flash is hanging out with us. Flash, one of our interns. When did you intern for us? Summer?
Yeah, summer, and keep coming back.
Yeah, you keep coming and hanging out. And you're on your winter break from what school?
Roanoke College.
Yeah. The only college not to get a bowl game. That's the only school this year. Now, here's the thing. He's been interning for us. Now we find out he's dating a listener.
That's correct.
Congratulations.
What listener?
Shell Bink from RonFez.net.
Oh! Now, I remember her showing up on Board Gossip before. Didn't she used to date somebody else, Dave? Wasn't that what it was all about?
Yeah, she dated Snoogans, who threatens me every time I say that. So
anytime you say his name, he threatens you?
And her name together. He said, You can say my name, say her name, don't put them in the same sentence.
All right, well, then you shouldn't do that anymore.
Okay. From now on, Snoogans.
Do you know Snoogans?
I have no idea.
If you met him, you'd destroy him in a fight.
Nice.
All right, I'm just saying that because I'd love to see the staff fight listeners. So where have you gone out with her yet?
We went out to the Ron Fez at Christmas party.
Ooh, very nice.
Wow, Snoogans was there. How uncomfortable.
Was that uncomfortable?
Not for me. I was perfectly comfortable.
Sure.
Hung out on New Year's.
Really? You spent the New Year's Eve with her?
Yes. Rang in the New Year.
Kissed at midnight?
Yeah. Rang in the New Year, you know.
Yeah. Dave, I heard New Year's party things out of you, too. Singing with Frenchie's baby. I heard that he was like... Big Uncle East Side, and everybody was loving you.
Well, I enjoy singing Sam Cooke songs. And, Frenchie's Baby is a miniature French bread pizza.
Is that right?
Oh, my God.
How old is she now?
I would say only a year or so.
And adorable?
Oh, precious.
Well, no, it's got to be older than that, right? Got to be 2?
I thought she was 2.
Maybe 2, but this was just such a beautiful little girl.
And I heard you were charming with her.
I wanted to be. I wanted to, maybe even, 18 years down the road, she'll remember me as...
Oh, so that's why you're nice to children?
Well,
maybe they'll get older and then you can have sex with them?
I'm putting in some time.
Oh, I didn't even know this, so I guess, look, this is how incestuous things are. Bronx Johnny, you knew the baby Frenchie too, right?
Yeah.
You used to get her presents all the time.
Every once in a while.
So now you can't see her anymore?
Probably not. It's weird, man.
This is so incestuous. See, this is what happens. Oh, Flash is dating somebody who used to date Snoogans. Here's Dave playing with the baby that we look back, Bronx Johnny thought maybe I'll end up raising that baby. Who knows? That's how weird this business gets.
I remember when Johnny bought her a little Derek Jeter jersey. And I thought, Johnny, that's a little crazy. You just start going out with Frenchie and this and that.
Right.
Now, having seen a child, I want to buy her like little gold Barbie dolls.
Yeah, you can fall in love with kids fast, right?
God, this girl.
This kid is a little siren.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, and this is what happens all the time, too, where you're at the age now where you date women that have kids already, and then all of a sudden, you care just about as much as that kid as you do the chick.
Yeah, when I was going out with Claire, and then we broke up, it was difficult seeing her, not seeing her little nephew, Andy, and he would always ask Claire, where did Dave go? Did he go to Europe?
Yeah. See, that's always sad.
He went to Europe.
I know. I'm trying to go through the number of guys that I know now. 3 that are like, the relationship isn't going well, but man, I can't bear the thought of not seeing that kid. And it's not even their kid. But once you start to take care of that kid a little bit, then you get crazy.
Well, it's a lot of guilt enters it. I mean, serious guilt. Like, you do feel like you're abandoning the kid.
Yeah, you kind of take on a father role even when you don't set out to.
No.
Because anytime a little kid acts like, wow, you tie your own shoes. You know what I mean? Like, there's finally someone you can impress.
And you're also the world's greatest comedian.
Right.
You just hit yourself in the head a lot.
A lot of great jokes, and they never go like this. Wait wait a minute. There's no possible way. You're not old enough to have been in Vietnam. They'll believe any bullshit story you tell. All right, here's Frenchie. How you doing, honey?
There she is.
Hi, guys.
That's the baby that Dave loves, huh?
Little Frenchie.
Yeah, I mean, I really wish that I could have said something negative about Dave, but he was so amazing with her. Like, he even stopped cursing when she was around, which is odd, but he was very good with her.
Was he drunk?
Yes.
And Dave, you've been talking before. You want a baby, right?
Yes, I do. I do like kids a lot.
Yeah.
Same kind of. We just have fun together.
But your problem is watery sperm, you said? There's something?
No, West Side is on the pill. I don't think we
But you said even when she wasn't on the pill,
yeah,
you left it in, still couldn't do anything.
Right, yeah, it's a little clear. My sperm's a little clear. But I've been drinking a lot of milk lately, so trying to get that
You
thing
thinking about thickening up a little bit?
Yeah.
Frenchie, how old's the baby now?
She's 2. She'll be 3 on February 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did that go fast?
Yeah.
I know.
Bez, that's another year closer to death for you. When you think about it.
I try not to think about it that way.
Well, you used to be so young when I knew you. Frenchie, that's... maybe Dave could babysit one weekend, and him and Claire could practice.
No way. Claire could babysit, but only if Dave's not there.
Maybe if Dave didn't drink around the baby.
Why not? I drank around the baby on New Year's.
Yeah, but I was there, and there was 100 witnesses watching you.
What was this big party at?
It was at Irish Alki and Solera's house.
Uh-huh.
And they live in North Jersey, so we had a New Year's Eve party.
Now, how were the boys that live in their basement doing with it all? Were they able to sleep? I meant the guys that live in their cellar.
Yeah, they weren't too pleased. They're not too pleased at a lot of the antics.
That's got to be just about every night for them.
Yeah.
For Alki and Solera's part, they took them in,
right,
and let them live in the cellar.
Yeah. That's
So,
really nice.
Yeah, so they're extending the hand.
I've never been that open with my life where I'm like, yeah, come in and live here for a while. I like when people live somewhere else away from me.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't have them living with anybody living with me.
You still in the same relationship, Frenchie?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm still with Chris. He's doing well, and he cares about Amaya so much. Amaya's my daughter,
right.
Little Frenchie. So.
But see, here's the thing, so does Bronx Johnny. And so does Bobby Pence. They don't understand why they're not good enough.
They want 3 men and a baby.
How do you get little Frenchie's hair to look so good? I've never seen a child that small have almost like supermodel hair, like long, beautiful, thick brown hair. It's unbelievable.
You know what's really fun? I have this thing I like to do. Watch on the weekends little girls with their dads. It looks like weekend dads, just to see how bad their little girl's hair looks. Because I guess dads just don't know how much work to put in the hair, and their hair is always like in one bad ponytail, and it's all stringy and weird. Try to check that out, and you'll see how many divorced families are out there.
I'll definitely check that out.
I got to get a nice New Year's kiss from Happy Typing Girl also.
What type of kiss?
Well, she made me promise no tongue, but I still got a kiss from her. She doesn't kiss girls.
What is wrong with her?
I don't know. I ask her all the time.
I just have the feeling she doesn't like me.
No. She is a big fan of Mr. B.
But by finally saying that, I got her to call one day, because normally she won't call. Yeah.
She's probably she's doing the pal talk. She's being the administrator. She's wearing a lot of hats.
You said she wasn't happy with it anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
Just typing girl. No longer happy.
She wears a hat at FBA. Oh,
What is going on with FBA?
When you're a moderator, I learned this at the party the other night. They call it wearing a hat.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So hey, I want a hat.
What happened with your FBA? Is it gone?
Still not up.
Yeah.
And I'm getting nervous.
They said it should be up this week. FBI should be up this week.
Frenchie, what I'd like to do is your daughter Amaya.
Yes.
Have it fight Master Poe's daughter, and let's finally settle this thing.
Yeah, good idea. She can wear her Power Ranger outfit and kick some ass.
All right, Frenchie.
All right, I love you guys.
And congratulations on your new conquest. Very, very interesting.
See ya.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Frenchie.
Alki and Solera threw a house party that drew 100 people.
At least. They had a tent.
I haven't done that since I was like 16. Yeah, come on over. But once it was my house, I don't play those fucking games. I had no problems destroying my parents' house.
They had a tent outside. Even though it was, like 42 degrees and raining, people were still outside because the karaoke machine. Although at one point in the party, there was factions of, we're going to be the inside people in the living room versus the people in the tents.
I would go downstairs and live with the Celery Boys, with Jack and all the boys from Delaware County. Alki has put out some kind of press release about this, Fez. He's made an announcement about his New Year's Eve party and how it went. Earl, do you have that for us? All right, here we are. Here's Alki talking about the big New Year's Eve party.
I have no problem with Riley Luck. I don't even know who the fucking cunt is. But for any of those fucking mods to fucking ban me over some bitch that has been around for 4 fucking months takes a lot of fucking balls. And for Mikey Boy to give me a fucking message that says, I'm too tired right now, I'll deal with you in the morning, fuck that shit. Fuck that. You deal with me now. I only fucking call in. I only fucking answer the show. I've only been friends with fucking Eastside Dave for 6 fucking years. For me to fucking be pushed aside and to still be banned in the morning is bullshit. Is absolute fucking horseshit. I don't fucking matter. Like, I don't fucking add anything. Some people that come out to those fucking Ron and Fez fucking parties come out and fucking want to say hi to me.
All right, to me, that's a very tense New Year's Eve. It's a little more tense than I would spend.
And he couldn't live that down. At the party, every single person just couldn't pass up the joke, hey, Alki, I'm here to see you here tonight. Yeah. Every single person.
Yeah, maybe it was fun there, but we're on the air now.
Okay.
We're doing our own thing.
Maybe amongst 100 people.
All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Bronx Johnny, does that drive you crazy when you hear about Frenchie's little daughter being raised?
Yeah, man, that's good. As
Don't
long
you
as
wish
the
you were
kid's healthy, bro?
Oh, say that's so
no
nice.
Beef out here.
You're like a communist. You're like an Ecuadorian communist. As long as it's all for the greater good. Flash, does your girlfriend have anybody?
No, she doesn't have a child.
No,
which is good.
Because
I'm not good with children, and I don't think
you're one of those guys. You actually don't like being around kids.
No, I would really need a girl to take full responsibility of that kid.
I like anybody who can be that honest. Just, and I know people, they're like, don't like to be around kids. There's something about them just weird.
I had to get a doctor's note the other day, and it's the same office, and like pediatricians are there. I couldn't deal just being in the same hall. They were yelling, crying.
You're not that far above that. That's what kills me. You seem like you still have one foot in that, and yet they bother you.
I wish I could get that foot out of it.
Yeah.
It's not a good
Some
scene.
people hate the entire idea of kids. Dave, you're the only guy who really wants a kid around here.
Yeah, I would like at least 3 kids. I have my whole, we're going to play football on the weekends a la Kennedy style with a little Nerf 2-hand touch football game. It's going to be a blast.
You see yourself as being Papa Joe Kennedy and raising 3 sons that are going to have political ambitions?
Yeah.
All boys for you, or you want a girl?
Oh, I prefer sons.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid of getting in some trouble of like touching them. Or I would know how to. No, but how do you?
The temptation would be too much for you.
Sure.
Having a daughter.
No, I'm just saying. I don't understand how a guy gives a daughter a bath or something, and then
without crossing that line.
No,
you're sick, and I don't even want you to have a son because the way you're going, it seems like you're going to blow him.
No, I'm not going.
It seems like you won't be able to stop yourself.
No, I'll be great with my sons.
But it's funny. The odd thing is, you never run into a guy going, oh, yeah, I just want a girl. Oh, I'd love to have a little girl. I could dress her up and make it all fun. You don't want a boy or a girl.
I'd much rather have a boy. But even then, I would differ from Dave's vision. I couldn't be out there playing football with the kid or anything because I feel I would get just way too competitive. I'd take the kid out.
See, that's terrible, and that kid ends up hating you.
Exactly.
What you could do is send that child to boarding school as soon as they get to that noisy age that you can't stand.
Lou Rawls Jr., the son of Lou Rawls.
This is about as just barely hanging on to any kind of fame. Because if the guy's name was Frank Rawls, no fame whatsoever. You're just named after Lou Rawls.
So Lou Rawls Jr. is suing Marvin Gaye III, Marvin Gaye's son, taking him to court, claiming that Gaye III's dogs attacked him while Lou Rawls Jr. was visiting his home.
So they must be friends, huh?
Yeah, they must be. I'm sure there's talk constantly of these two getting together, putting some sort of review together where they just do their father's songs or something.
I guess. I'd probably go fucking see it, tell you the truth.
Lou Rawls.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lou Rawls Jr. Hey, everybody, you remember my dad? All right. This is a song my dad put out in 1975.
You can really picture Lou Rawls Jr. wearing his dad's big wide lapel suits and stuff. Now, is there ever been an offspring that's gotten more famous than their famous father? That's been able to pull that off?
Ben Stiller, I guess.
Oh, yeah, Ben Stiller, I would
bigger
say.
Than Stiller and Mira. Could you say Jane Fonda was bigger than Hank Fonda, or are they about tied?
I'd say they're tied. I wouldn't put Jane above Henry.
I don't know. More Oscars.
How about Ken Griffey Jr. over Ken Griffey Sr., who was a good ball player in his time?
Right.
And along with that, Cal Ripken Jr. over Cal Ripken Sr.
True. All right, but I think Fez is talking more about the arts.
What about Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas, Kirk Douglas. Wow. I think you're almost looking at that Fonda situation, where it's almost a dead heat, which is really a win for the kid.
Maybe Jeff Bridges over Lloyd Bridges?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Sea Hunt. I'm sorry. Sea Hunt was fantastic, but, the son's bigger.
How about Bo Bridges over Lloyd Bridges? That would be close.
Not even close. Yeah. I think Bo Bridges would love to get a Sea Hunt, and just can't.
I guess you would throw out Angelina Jolie and her father.
Yeah. Although, when you don't have the same last name, is it really...
Oh, right, yeah.
I thought Jolie was her middle name.
Yeah.
And her given name was Voight, but she dropped the Voight because of the whole...
We all would. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
How about Dale Earnhardt Jr. over Dale Earnhardt?
Geez, I don't know, Fezzy. You follow the racing a little more.
Yeah, I would say Senior's still much more famous.
Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, what about Hank Williams Jr. over Hank Williams Sr.?
No way. Hank Williams Sr. or just Hank Williams is a fucking legend. Hank Williams Jr. is a guy who sings before the Monday night football games. Look who it is. It's Irish Alki. How you doing, Alki?
Hey, boys. Happy New Year, first of all.
Happy New Year.
And every time you play that clip, I feel like it is my cue to call in and apologize.
You don't ever have to apologize. Everybody's crazy about you.
No, I really want to retract that statement that people don't come out to see me.
Can I tell you, I couldn't throw a house party that would draw 100 people. You've blown me away right there.
I'm looking out the kitchen window right now, and there's a tarp with vomit on it that I'm just really not looking forward to cleaning up.
Still haven't cleaned up at all.
Yeah, it's getting a little late.
They took the tent away, and I realized how filthy the tarp was once they took the tent away. Well, that's why we got the tarp. If you're going to throw up, at least throw up on the tarp. Don't throw up on my living room couch.
Is this a new promo that you're cutting?
No, I'm being totally...
No, from what I understand, you did not invite Mikey Boy to your party.
There was no personal invites. There was just whoever was going to come was going to come.
Wow.
The owner of your... I'm going to get mad now. The owner of your website was there, and I don't know what Mikey Boy does on that site other than ban me and talk shit about me behind my back. But he could have easily come. He was more than welcome to be invited.
Have you finally got back on the website, or you're done with them?
Yeah, they let me back on, and me and Riley are actually going out for dinner tomorrow night.
Nice. Well, best of luck to you there.
The peace talks.
Because I've always brought the girls to Ron Fez show.
All right. Talk to you later, Alco.
Love you guys. Bye.
Peace. He feels like he has to call every time he hears that. It's sad. It is sad. Jason, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, back to the celebrities who's...
Before Alki.
Famous.
Yeah, right. Before Alki made it all about him.
What about Kiefer Sutherland over Donald Sutherland?
Kiefer Sutherland over Donald Sutherland. See, this is the only way to do this. Would you have rather had Donald Sutherland's career or Kiefer Sutherland's? And I think Donald Sutherland had the more impressive career.
I would have to put Donald Sutherland above Kiefer.
I would say Kiefer. I would say Kiefer because he had a nice string, then went down a little bit, but now is totally back with 24.
But it's a TV show where Donald Sutherland is still an actor that could,
Donald Sutherland made some bad choices too.
No, everyone does.
I mean, he had he had an incredible run, like early 70s. Yeah, like MASH. He had Clute.
That's all above fucking. Dave doesn't have any sense of history. Dave's DVD collection goes back 4 years. That's as far back as it goes. Wayne, you're on Ron and Fez.
Speaking on MASH, great segue. Appreciate that. I was going to say Alan Alda over his father, Robert Alda.
Definitely bigger. Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what about Charlie Sheen versus Martin Sheen?
Let's see, bigger. I don't know. Maybe that's a tie. Dead heat.
I go Martin Sheen.
Charlie's career.
Charlie Sheen's had a hell of a career, though, Fez. That's also lasted 20-some years already.
Yeah, Martin Sheen, I mean, they both done movies. They both had a really hit TV show. They're pretty even there. I'm still going to give the edge to Martin.
Yeah. Based on what?
The fact that Martin did a drama instead of a sitcom.
Yeah, I mean, now you're just looking at, recently, but Charlie Sheen was in Platoon. That was an Oscar winner, and he was the central character in that.
You can have a fair way to measure him, though, which war movie was better. And I would take Apocalypse Now over Platoon.
Which one won the Oscar?
Platoon won.
Then get out. Paul, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how about Gwyneth Paltrow over Blythe Banner?
Yeah, even though I do love her mother. I'm fucking crazy about her mother. Mongo, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, even though his father is in the Country Music Hall of Fame, how about John Ritter over Tex Ritter?
No, I think Tex Ritter bigger as far as that goes. I mean, even though you don't even have to know what Tex Ritter did, and you're going to go, I don't know, singing cowboy. You hear the name Tex Ritter, and it's fucking right there for you. So, Fez, it looks like many have, to answer your question. Most people do better than their parents, it seems like.
Yeah, a lot of them just surpassing.
As a matter of fact, I can't think of one who hasn't done better than their own folks. Newman, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys. What about Homeless Fez over Fez? I mean, that guy was funny and famous.
Homeless Fez did get a lot of fame and made a lot more friends than regular Fez did. But it seemed like it's all over for Homeless Fez now.
Homeless Fez is not my father, so it really doesn't even count in this conversation.
Homeless Fez would be the child. Born of you.
I don't think it has any place here.
Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, what about Ricky Martin over his dad?
Over Billy Martin. Billy Martin, of course, great manager, great second baseman. Scrappy little second baseman. His son, though, Ricky Martin, taught us all how to dance. And that at a time that we needed it.
He took a different way.
Yeah.
He wasn't as clutch as Billy, though. Number one.
Are you sure of that? From what Fez's people tell me, very clutch.
Ricky Martin wasn't Casey's boy.
Yeah.
Billy Martin was.
Tally, you're on Ron and Fez.
Liza Minnelli, Judy Garland.
That's a tough one.
I'm going to say Judy Garland. I think Judy Garland becomes more the legend.
Only because she died. Let me ask you this, Fez. Did Judy Garland ever win an Oscar, Emmy, and a Grammy all in the very same year like Miss Liza Minnelli did?
Never.
Yeah. I mean, Liza Minnelli's career is pretty bombastic and has lasted a lifetime.
Yeah, it's true. I just think Judy Garland probably gets the more critical acclaim.
Again, for, I don't know what more critical claim that you can get than fucking hitting the three-bagger. All in the same year.
Triple Crown.
Flash, does that impress you?
I'm very impressed. I don't really know too much about them.
Either one.
Though.
You don't know either one?
No. It seems like they're too far into the Broadway scene for me.
Is that right? Which Transformer do you think rose to greatness? Something that you could agree to.
Optimus Prime, really.
Yeah. Well, the big one's coming out now. Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, how about George W. or George Bush?
Who will be remembered more, Fez?
The son is going to be remembered more. I don't know if it's going to be in a good light. I doubt it. But the son got 2 terms, the father got 1.
Yeah, that is true. Although the father had a pretty interesting career all the way around with the CIA stuff and all. And I think if Gerald Ford gets the pop that he's getting today and you look up and see the crowd showing up, where do you see him when that old man Bush goes? People love him now.
Wasn't George Sr. like a World War II hero, too?
Yes, he was.
Mean, he
shot out of the sky. This
amazing...
guy was like Forrest Gump the way he ran through life.
And he was vice president to Reagan.
Yeah, vice president to Reagan. You might be wrong about that one, Fezzy. It's tough to see. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
How about Tim McGraw over Tug McGraw?
No way. Tug McGraw, 2 different teams he was the reliever for that won the World Series. What's fucking Tim McGraw done?
Friday Night Lights.
Thank you.
He was the best character in there.
Seriously, thank you.
He was great.
It helps a lot. You don't believe in Tug? You got to believe?
No, I respect Tug McGraw as a lefty, and I mean as a closer.
I want to fucking explain something to you, Dave. If I ever find out you make a disparaging remark about any of the 1980 Phillies, I will fucking go ganglang in this place. All right?
Okay.
I don't want you bringing up Shake and Bake McBride. I don't want to hear anything about that.
All right.
Manny Trio, you don't fucking mention. Boa, that goes without saying.
I won't. I'm not going
to. Showboat and Pete Rose, you keep your mouth shut. Bob Boone, shut up. The Big Pollock, Lazinski, don't start.
I'll zip it. Throw away the key.
And you say one word about Lefty, Steve Carlton, and I'll fucking rain hell on you.
I wouldn't dare.
I'll fucking rain hell on you.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta wipe a tear out of my eyes just thinking about those guys. Philly fever. Mr. Clean, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, how about Jesus over God?
I don't think so. I think God still rules supreme.
I think Jesus sits at the right hand of the Father. It's not like the Father sits on the right hand of the Son.
True.
Yeah, I gotta go God.
How about Father doing better than Son? How about JFK over JFK Jr.?
Yeah.
So I think JFK clearly does. JFK made the president. JFK Jr. just died tragically. So I think the father clearly
won.
Yeah.
What if John would have lived?
If John would have lived, I think JFK Sr. still wins out over that one.
I think he'd be the president of the United States right now, and he'd still be wearing that little short suit wherever he went.
If he wanted to get elected, he would.
He'd have my vote.
Another father-son combo could be Dick Schaap over Jeremy Schaap. Seriously.
You know what? I still haven't gotten over the 1980 fucking Phil stuff with you. If I was you, I'd fucking seriously, just fucking take it easy.
I apologize.
If I even hear the word Broad Street Bully out of you.
You won't. You won't do it.
Say something about Bernie Perron. I fucking dare you right now, Dave. And there'll be a cowboy tsunami. I'll fucking go out of my mind. Here's Jim. Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
How about Peyton Manning over Archie Manning?
Tired family of losers, so I don't know which way you go with that.
Eli's beating the Eagles this week.
Well, call after. Call after. And we'll all eat crow.
The Eagles are already trashing Eli. They're always saying it's like he's going to choke in this game. He never wins a big game.
Has he won a big game yet?
He won a big game for Ole Miss. He did.
So we're going all the way back to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
He hasn't won a big pro game.
Wait a second, guys. He came back from 24 points against the Eagles this year.
Was that this year? It seems like 2 years ago, doesn't it? Well, the fucking season is too long.
It has been.
Was that the first game of the season or second game?
Second game.
Yeah.
It was the tale of two seasons.
That feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
The season is too goddamn long.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's got a shot. Come on.
Tony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yes, how about Fez versus Soundboard Fez?
That's Soundboard Fez, only because he's got the stamina.
I think you got to go with the original there, the original Fez Whatley.
What about you over your dad?
Me.
Really?
Yeah, I think me.
If I went by in terms of funny, I'm picking your dad.
Hey, he's clever.
Phobic, I'm going with you.
Wow.
Because I've seen your dad stand on the table.
I'll take it at that point. I'll take something.
Remember that time that your dad was making out with your brother's girlfriend? Very uncomfortable thing for me to walk in on.
My brother's girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, had quite the drinking problem.
And then here comes Fez's dad, just fucking burrowing in on her.
and she always wore this cheap, bright red lipstick, and she's saying goodbye to everybody, and she goes to say goodbye to my father after a drunken dinner she was there at, and she kisses him, and he's got giant lip prints all over his lip.
All right, let me just say that. That's how you remember to kiss goodbye?
Yeah.
Nothing else then. I'm saying nothing. Time for you to get up the stairs and get to sleep, little Fez. Little innocent, naive Fez.
It went on for a little too long.
You told me you wanted to read me some kind of Christmas card from your friend?
Oh, yeah. I got this from a friend of mine in Florida. Her and her family live there. Every year they put out one of these family update form letters that they send out to all their friends. And I never understand why somebody does this.
This is like a Christmas card?
Yeah, but you can see here it's got pictures of the kids, and it goes on, and it's everything that's happened to their family in the past year.
I've heard of this, but I got to tell you the truth, I've never got one before. Have you ever heard of it, Dave?
No, I've never heard of it.
What it is as you know, people live all around the country now. Certain families will send up stuff, and they'll kind of say, here's where we are. This is where we are at the end of the year. And they'll just let you know how everybody's doing. And they'll bring up whether the kid's playing Little League. And
So it sounds like a Christmas chain letter, almost.
I don't know if it's chain because you're not supposed to send it on to other people.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of it is just really bragging, and I don't understand it. It starts out talking about the 3-year-old. Peyton started attending preschool 3 days a week.
Wait a minute, they named the kid Peyton?
Yeah.
After Manning?
I know, and they live in Florida. I don't understand it. She's a fearless, active, intensely independent, stubborn 3-year-old who keeps the whole family hopping. Who wants to hear this stuff?
That's not really even a bio there.
Who wrote this?
The mother.
The mother wrote it. The mother wrote it. So then it gets into the next kid. Grayson is 6 years old and in first grade. He's beginning to appreciate the joy of a good book. He's begun lessons in Shotokan karate and just recently tested for and received his yellow belt. So now we have to hear about that. Like it makes any difference to anyone.
You're not interested in all, though, knowing how our kids are doing?
I could care less that our kid reads now.
Then why did you underline it in orange and bring it onto your radio show?
Because I just want to give people an example of this. Olivia is 13 and in the 8th grade, continues to study and play the viola, a stringed instrument slightly larger and deeper in tone than the violin. She has also auditioned for and was selected to play all-county orchestra.
Don't look down on us like we don't know what the fucking viola is. We're not gutter rats. We know about the viola.
So she puts that in there so people don't think, oh, she misspelled violin. It's insane. Then she gets to herself. She's writing this, by the way. Being an at-home mom has kept Michelle very busy. She's also launched her own custom embroidery business.
What? And
organized 2 food drives yielding over 2,300 pounds of food for Metropolitan Ministries.
I'm fucking starving. We got any pounds of food back there, Earl?
Oh, we're fresh out.
So she's writing this and yet talking about herself in the third person.
Strange.
As this goes through. Then we get into the tragedy. Stuff that we really want to hear. This past 6 months, Michelle has battled a lumbar disc herniation. Incapacitating pain kept her housebound and sleeping upright in a chair for 2 months.
Hey, my back's been bothering me.
But
how did she get out of it?
Well, here we go. But thanks to 2 steroid epidurals and many weeks of physical therapy, she is thrilled to resume her normally hectic schedule.
You know what I think? Maybe her tits are too big.
That could be the problem. So we had to hear about her epidurals in this, here's what happened to us in 06 letter.
I'd hate to sleep in a chair, too.
And then it ends with this. A very sad event occurred in our family this year. We lost Molly, our dog of 10 years.
Oh, jeez.
In May, she had a cancerous tumor successfully removed, but on Labor Day weekend, she suddenly stopped eating and drinking and seemed to be in a lot of pain. At 6 a.m. on Tuesday, September 5th, she died at home. It was heartbreaking, and we all held her and said our goodbyes. We desperately feel her absence and miss her very much. And then they all sign it at the end.
Sweet.
They all held the dead dog?
Sure you do. You hold your dog. Goodbye. Goodbye, Molly.
Little Grayson held the dog?
Yes.
Even the Peyton.
Peyton and Grayson need to learn about death. You know, not everything is happy. Sometimes there's bad lumbards and dogs pass away.
I don't understand why you would share this with somebody.
She really must not like
I'm a little kind of interested in this family now. It's almost like reality TV, but in a letter. Billy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, my mother sends out a Christmas letter also, and I have two older sisters who are all over the age of 26. We just totally use it to judge how much she loves us by who gets mentioned the most in the letter.
Here's Steve. Steve, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you, buddy?
What's up?
Yeah.
This is Steve. Yeah, I have a brother who sends out these Christmas updates every year. And just like you say, it's pretty stupid, except he goes around New York City, works construction, and he always finds a celebrity shot with him in it. And that's like the only thing I care about. Like this year he found Harvey Keitel. You know, but so he's always like dressed in those construction clothes and looks like half a bum.
I saw Harvey Keitel.
Ends up in the here's what happened in 06 letter.
I mean, it was...
Fez, you got Billy Bush right now. Throw that in yours.
That starts my 07. Actually, this is the first year I've gotten one from them that didn't have the picture of a new automobile they've purchased that they like to show everybody. So I think the reason that a new purchase didn't get in there is because the dog died and they kind of ran out of room, and Molly the dog took up space.
Oh, brother, she got old on you, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I know where the lumbar hurts, that's for sure.
So they just don't like calling you? Or like,
well, that was a cute dog, though, Molly.
Yeah, it was a little Yorkshire Terrier.
Oh.
Little Yorkie.
But she's got cute kids.
Yeah, the kids are adorable. Of course, when they're not being forced into karate and playing the viola, a stringed instrument.
This is what she writes about her thing. John has remained stateside. We are blessed he has not had to deploy overseas this year. This month, we quietly celebrated his 20th anniversary with the military. And he is counting the days to his retirement.
Why would you loudly celebrate your 20th year in the military?
Fuck this, says John. There wasn't shooting when I joined 20 years ago. I'm going to write one of these. Stink Bomb continues to call the show.
It looks like another 07 full of Stink Bomb.
I got a letter like this from Solaria and Alki, and it was just giving me an update on their year. It was more of an audio record. I don't even know if I think I have it.
I have no problem with Riley Luck. I don't even know who the fucking cunt is, but for any of those fucking mods to fucking ban me over some bitch that has been around for 4 fucking months takes a lot of fucking balls. And for Mikey Boy to give me a fucking message that says, I'm too tired right now, I'll deal with you in the morning, fuck that shit. Fuck that. You deal with me now. I only fucking call in, I only fucking answer the show. I've only been friends with fucking Eastside Dave for 6 fucking years. For me to fucking be pushed aside and to still be banned in the morning is bullshit. Is absolute fucking horseshit. I don't fucking matter. Like, I don't fucking add anything. Some people that come out to those fucking Ron and Fez fucking parties come out and fucking want to say hi to me.
Well, that wasn't as happy as last year's. Last year's was a lot happier. Here is Greg. Greg, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I just got one of those exact letters from a person I hadn't talked to in like 3 years, who went on to tell us that she's divorced. The children are happy not to hear the arguing anymore, although she is stuck with a very large mortgage, and the business is going well, and then she pitches us at the end trying to sell some of her products.
Ah, huh?
Oh, much like this one where I've started my own embroidery business.
That can't go far.
How much work can one person get done?
Well, I'd like to get a nice RB on my jacket. And I want to get a BJ for Johnny. I don't want him to know about it, but just a little Bronx Johnny. And then something for Carmine Ragusa.
The big ragu.
Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. My wife has a cousin who sends one of these out every year, and they list in it
what their most memorable things that all the family members have done for them all year is. And so they go through this big, long list, and they forget to mention that my wife and I drove 1,500 miles one way to help them move.
Oh, so you didn't even get the mention you were looking for in this thing.
Like somebody sent us, a card on Thanksgiving gets a mention, but driving, the equivalent of across the country to help them move for 2 days, not a word.
I don't get the whole thing, but I think it's, I guess it's something.
I would be too embarrassed to think that people are that interested in my family and my goings-on to send this out. I would never think that, people would be that interested.
I would love to get one from you. I got Ron a ceramic ashtray. It's only 2 weeks old, but it has Toots Shore's name written on it. I overpaid.
I thought it was at least 50 years old.
You want to try to get it back?
My money back?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they'll give me my money back.
If you bought a ceramic ashtray that said 1927 Yankees on it, right?
Right.
Doesn't mean it belonged to the 1927 Yankees. Oh, this is what Babe Ruth used to use. Put a cigar out in. Well, you don't think you can get your money back?
No, I don't think so.
You feel like you should go get me something else, though?
Well, I feel like I should get you something authentic from Toots Shore's place.
I don't want anything from Toots Shore's place. You know why, Fez?
Why?
I never was there. The place was around in the 1950s.
I feel like I should try to fix this gift rather than get you something else.
I don't want anything from there. I don't know why you thought because we all went to a movie that somehow I was a big fan of his and wanted an ashtray from there.
Well, I just thought that it was, a piece of New York memorabilia. I thought that would have I
live in New York. What do I care about what happened in the 50s?
It's kind of like insinuating you're a child.
Yeah.
He's saying, here go, Ron, pretend you're in the 50s.
I know.
And imagine you're in this wonderful Toots Shore land.
Yeah, why not take me out for a nice fucking dinner at Elaine's?
Well, I guess I could do that, but...
No?
No, it just doesn't seem like a present because it's not going to last.
Like an ashtray will last. Like all the years of fun I'm going to have with an ashtray.
It just doesn't seem so tangible.
I don't even understand that. What makes you even think, as long as you've known me, that I'm even slightly sentimental?
Well, maybe I thought this might be the start of it.
You are the worst person ever at buying presents.
I think I do pretty good, and I thought this was a good idea. Maybe I got ripped off.
Call Dr. Steve next time and say, what should I do? Or call Mikey Boy.
I don't need anyone's advice on buying presents.
I'll tell you who gave great presents. The present we got today from Kip from Springfield. You know what he gave me, Fez?
What's that?
A gift card. Here, Ron, go out and buy an ashtray if you want, or something you'd rather have.
You could buy about 3 ashtrays with the amount of money on Kip's gift card.
$16.09?
I did not pay $16.09 for that ashtray. I paid much more.
Then you should be embarrassed. For a fucking ceramic ashtray, paying more than $10 is an embarrassment.
Well, I thought I was getting something authentic.
I don't even think they had ceramic materials back then. Everything was marble and...
Marble? What are you... Did you think this was in the Roman age? Well, how drunk are you?
I'm not drunk.
I didn't buy this from the Colosseum.
That would be nice. If you got me something from the Colosseum. Sword, like an old gladiator sword.
I don't even know if they have those anymore.
I'm sure some fucker will make one out of plastic and sell it to you for $16.09. Why don't you get me from something from $16.09? Why does every Christmas have to be a disaster with you? And every present a disaster?
Well, it's not from lack of trying.
It is. When you show up with a ceramic ashtray with the fucking words Toots Shore stenciled in it, a place I've never been, obviously, because I wasn't fucking hanging out with Frank Gifford in 1950s. You know what we ought to do? Give that to Frank Gifford. I'm sure he'd love to get a replica of the old Toots Shore ashtray.
Maybe, as soon as I figure out something else for you.
Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Fez, here's a gift idea I got for Christmas. I got one of these for Christmas. You might think about getting Ron one of these. I got a 3-foot replica of the Rocky statue. and I think they run about $300. I don't know if you can get them off eBay cheaper, but they are pretty fucking cool.
A 3-foot Rocky statue, which is actually Sly Stallone's actual height. Did you go see the Rocky movie, Fez? You said you were going to?
I wanted to. I still haven't seen Rocky Balboa.
I guess it didn't do well, huh? It got good critical remarks, but I don't think a lot of people showed up for it.
Right. I don't think it got above number 3 at the box office when it came
but in
out.
terms of money altogether.
Yeah, it's still probably disappointing.
We'll be right back. Ron and Fez.
The Ron and Fez Show. XM 2
Ron and Fez Show. Ron and Fez, AOL.com is our email address. Fez, we were talking about the disappointing ashtray that you gave me for Christmas. Hank wants to help both of us. Hank, you're on the Ron and Fez Show.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Hey, Bubba. Hey, you can send me that ashtray. I work at in Oklahoma City at the Museum of Natural History. I can do a carbon-based test on that fucker and tell you the year, almost to the season when that thing was made.
You want to do that, Fez?
Settled it.
Well, I don't like you handing over your Christmas gift to a stranger in Oklahoma City.
Hank, is this a problem? I've already smashed it to pieces with a hammer. Does that?
Is there a piece of it?
Yeah.
Should
I break off a piece of it and send it to him, Fez?
Don't smash it. Do not break a piece off of it.
I'm bringing it in here tomorrow because my chick will not permit me to have it in the house. I'm going to put you on hold, and Flash will take your information. It might be something worth doing, Fez.
I mean, I'd like to know if it's authentic or not, because after the study we've seen on whackbag.com, it seems like it's not.
The $16.09 that you spent on that may have been wasted.
I spent much more than $16.09.
I'd think back and look at the condition of what you gave me.
Right.
It's incredibly white.
Right.
And the red is very bright red, correct?
Yes.
So how could that be 60 years old?
I assumed it was someone that kept this stuff in very good condition. Maybe when the restaurant finally closed down, when the bar closed, that they wrapped these things up and kept them really nice.
In a vacuum. So you kept it in some kind of vacuum. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, even if it was in the attic, you think it would have faded a little bit.
I mean, when it came to me, it was, completely, it was in a box, like 4 times its size. It was so bubble wrapped and packed nicely and everything.
Sure, everybody wants to take care of a rube. Put a big bow on that and hand it to the rube. Fez, we haven't done this in a long time. Let's open up the phones right now. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. And we're going to play...
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want? You can talk about anything in the world. And maybe if Fez and I dig it, we'll send you into the big-ass prize closet. So just give us a call, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. What kind of stuff we got in there, Fezzy?
We got stuff like 9 Lives, the sampler from Robert Plant, courtesy of Rhino Entertainment. It's a limited edition CD containing highlights of Robert Plant's solo career from Rhino.com. Also, selections from Sinatra Vegas, courtesy of Rhino Entertainment.
Vegas, baby.
It's a limited edition CD, also from Rhino.com.
Anything at all you want to talk about, 866-RON-0-FEZ.
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, I have a question, Mr. B. Why is it
What is this? You're not a listener. You're a member of the show.
You don't count.
But I want something, and that is why whenever it turns January 1st, everyone seems to get sick right off the bat. 50-60% of us.
I think there's a giant amount of stress with the Christmas season, and then also remember the Christmas season you're interacting with people that you don't normally interact with. You're getting together with little kids and old people, and everybody's spreading their germs back and forth.
But wouldn't you think that you would get sick on Christmas or like how about December 28th? But it always seems New Year's Day a lot of people get sick.
When it's time, like all of a sudden, you bring on a lot of stress with the new year. A lot of people are like, oh, Jesus, here's another year I'm going to be a bum. Look at me. I don't really care about Christmas. I don't buy a lot of people dumb ashtrays and waste money. I don't get all caught up in the New Year's thing. Don't go visiting. I couldn't be healthier today.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Here's Chris. Chris, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want? What do you got for us, Chris?
Hey, I wanted to call back to a couple months ago. You guys talked about line etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
Fez going to the bank. Well, I just went to Chick-fil-A, and there were two lines, and both had equal amount of people, so I kind of stood back between the two lines to see which one moved first, and the guy walked in, and then he cut over to my left and stood in that line, but was that improper of me or him?
I'm going to just say it's improper of you. You got to pick your own line. But Fez, maybe you know.
Yeah, I think when you go in, you got to pick the line, and then you're going to live or die with it. That's the problem. You can't stand in the middle and try to form your own third line. That's the rude part.
Are you saying no trading lines?
First come, first serve, man.
You can trade line if you go to the back of the other one, but basically, there's going to be people filling that one up quick.
What feels better than
him to cut off me, cut me off because I was standing between them? He just shoved into the side.
I think he did the only thing. He was the one following the social norm. You were on the outside there. Here is Ryan. Ryan, got a question for you.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want?
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
Just wanted to know if you guys got a chance to see Children of Men over the vacation.
Yeah, I saw it. Earl also saw it.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it, but Earl thought it was movie of the year. Here's my only beef with it. I would have liked to went a little more into the philosophy, the science, and it kind of turned into an action movie. But I'll say this, not a standard action movie. It was a little, different
Definitely
than
made
most.
You think a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think it made me think enough. I would have loved to stayed with, let's say, the first quarter of the movie rather than what it turned into. Even though saying that, I'd still give it a big thumbs up. What about you, Earl?
The action sequences are some of the best ever filmed. Unbelievable action sequences. Acting was really strong, and I will say one of the best films of the year, if not the best film of the year.
You called it the best, but Earl, I'd like you to go look at a gentleman called Steve McQueen, and then come back and tell me that it could be matched with what he did 30 years ago. Here's Jim. Jim?
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want?
After 15 years of marriage, my wife threw me out just because I called her a cunt. Is that wrong? Am I wrong?
No, not at all. I think you probably finally told the truth, and you're finally where you should belong. Singletown.
Thank you, Ron.
All right, peace out. Here's Nutter. Nutter.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want, Nutter?
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why is it suspicious to make a date with me, blow me off, and then call me back like a month later like nothing has happened? Like, oh, hey, how you doing? You want to hang out now?
Yeah.
After he fucking left me home on a Friday night with my thumb on my ass and he blew me off, and now I don't have plans. Why do they do that?
I think in this way, in the world, like if you were a woman, you would be a beast. So think of it that way. They think of you as somebody that's always just hanging around doing nothing.
Well, apparently he's always there to answer the phone.
Yeah, what do you want?
Chris, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I got another line etiquette question.
Yeah.
Okay. Usually when I go to a grocery store and there's long lines and I'm with somebody, I'll have them wait in one of the lines and I'll wait in another. And if they get there closer, I'll rush over there with the cart full of stuff and cut in front of everyone else. Is that wrong of me?
I think that's absolutely acceptable. You've had someone put in the time in that line, and the other person was going to come to your line anyway. I think that's totally fine.
Bullshit. Start that in front of me. Two people using two lines to see who gets up first, and the rest of us are supposed to take it. Suppose everybody in every line did that. It would be fucking madness. A madhouse. Chris, stop this behavior.
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, send you into the big-ass prize closet. Where are you on this one, Earl?
One line. Have one person on one line.
It's a society. We all have to live together as one.
See, I think the waiting has already been done. Nobody cut in line. They've had someone waiting that whole time.
You've had people in 2 different lines.
Right.
You weren't out around the store. 2 lines, and whoever got up front was close there, right?
Right.
If everyone did this, if every married couple did it, every line would be fucking twice as long as it is today. We'd be living in communist Russia. I can't live this way.
But when they converge into one line, then those people vacate that other line.
And imagine what it would look like. Just people shooting back and forth, line to line, madness.
I think it would still balance out. I see nothing wrong with scouting missions.
We live like cockroaches then. Cockroaches. The only thing, when driving down the fucking road, and you have that little yellow line, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that keeps that other person from fucking killing you coming the other direction is respect for society. You have to respect the rules of society. Not because they're law, but because it's the right thing to do. And you're out to trying to beat society, cheat society.
But I think if there's red ropes, then you have to stay in that line. If there's no red ropes, there's nothing wrong with having scouting teams in different lines.
I'd use a word, but Earl would get offended. I'm trying to think of another word. I can't. But you know what I'm going at. I don't want to live that way. Eric.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want, Eric?
Big ass 5791 buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Hoo-ah! Thanks. Just want to know, why do women have such a hard time admitting that they're the cause for all society's problems today?
Fez, what about that?
Lib.
Because it goes back to my theory on women. All women are ugly and stupid.
I don't know if I agree there, but I do believe they're probably the Antichrist. Here's Marilyn. Marilyn.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want?
Hey, guys, I need Ronnie and Fezzy's help on this. Fezzy because he had the experience of it, and Ronnie because maybe he can help me. A month ago, my dad went into the hospital with a major heart attack, and they found 5 blockages in his heart. And over the next 2 days, he had 9 smaller ones. And since then, since they did a quadruple bypass on him, he's had nothing but complications. And my sister is completely freaked out. She's depressed. She won't eat. And I don't know how to console her without feeling like I'm somehow not caring.
Where do you live, Marilyn?
I live in Illinois.
All right, I want you to... I'm going to try to get a menu to you from Philadelphia. I want you to put a hoagie in front of her. And maybe some tasty cakes, maybe even a cheesesteak. And I'll bet you have her eating again in no time.
All righty.
And that's taken care of. Now, what did you want to know from Fez?
I wanted to know, is there anything that he can do to make it to where it doesn't happen again? What did your doctor give you advice on?
Well, I got told to... the main advice I got told is to take that medicine and to make sure I'm taking it every day. The blood thinners, all that stuff. The cholesterol medicine. So that was the main advice I got.
Marilyn, I got to tell you, if I knew now what I'd be going through with Fez when it actually happened, I'd have put him down myself like a dog.
All right, thanks, guys.
Marilyn, first, we're going to give your dad some Sinatra.
Oh, thank you.
Selections from Sinatra Vegas, thanks to Rhino.com.
Well, thank you very much.
There you go. Enjoy yourself. And thank you for playing.
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want? Hey, Norm, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
What's up, buddies?
Hey, buddy boy.
How come in all the movies throughout time, like in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, when they tried to predict what the future would be like their image of the future was always a little bit different from era to era, but everybody always had silver suits.
Yeah, we're looking. Well, we haven't had a major change in clothes texture in a long, long time. We know washing clothes is not the way we want to spend the future. We know we'd like to get uniform silver suits, yet we can't seem to pull that off.
We also, I think they also thought that we would need more protection for some reason in the future, whether it's from the sun's rays or laser beams or whatever they thought was coming around. So we would need metallic clothes.
see. I got you.
All right, thank you very much. Hangs left.
Hey, what's happening, buddy?
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want?
Hey, a couple weeks ago, you guys suggested Barry Sanders might be gay. If you look it up on Wikipedia, he's actually been married since like his rookie year to a Detroit sportscast woman. And I just, since we don't have much for the Lions, I just kind of got to call you guys out, although I love you to death. I apologize.
All right, now you don't think he's ever, and I want you to be honest, you don't think he's ever smoked a penis?
He might have.
Yeah. I mean, I never said he's never been with a woman. I just said he seems a little, in that way, which is not a bad thing.
But a female sportscaster, you might as well be married to someone from the WNBA.
What about Robin Roberts? She's fucking very feminine, very sweet. You know what, though, Left? You're right. Yeah. Your town doesn't have a lot to do in the way of football. And I'm going to say this. I apologize. I apologize.
No problem. Thank you.
I don't want you to feel bad about yourself.
You to death. I apologize for making you apologize.
And I'm going to send you into the big-ass prize closet.
Yeah!
We'll get you 9 lives from Robert Plant, thanks to Rhino.com.
Yeah, what do you want?
Billy, what do you want, buddy?
Hey, I'm calling. You get a lot of cigars given to you on the show.
I do.
And I've got 2 questions.
Yeah.
You always like the cigars that you get.
I do.
Do you ever have to actually buy any cigars? And
No, I've never bought a cigar in my life. No.
And what are your favorite cigars that Ron Bennington really smokes on a daily basis?
It would be the Don Rigo cigars that our friend brought us in. What is the website there? Do we have it with us?
Yeah, that's donrigo.com. DONRIGO.com.
It's not a corporate place. It's one guy running a business. Dr. Steve turned us on to him, and he's really a terrific fella, Fez.
Do you never smoke anything other than those, or?
That's really, as you know, I've had quite a habit. So I have smoked all different types of cigars, but Don Rigo's are my favorite, and I go over and check it out with Jose. DonRigos.com. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Mark.
Yeah, what do you want?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to know if coming in a girl's face is considered sex.
Fez, I'd let you answer that one first.
I would say yes, it's sex.
Even if it's a guy?
Especially.
Yeah, it's definitely sex.
I wanted that from someone who's had it happen to them. So I wanted to throw that one over to an expert.
If you got to wipe anything off, it's sex.
Yeah, what do you want?
Snot?
Oh, good point.
Spit.
Spit's getting pretty close to sex.
Blood? You think making out is sex? 2 people making out?
No, I don't think. I think that's kissing.
Licking a breast?
I think that's sex. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because you had to expose something for that.
Something has to be exposed. How about licking a belly?
No, that's not sex.
So you'd be fine if you found out, oh, honey, you didn't cheat on me. I just let him lick my belly for a while. What about you, Dave? Let people lick Claire's belly?
No, I would never permit that, but I don't think that's sex either.
And yet you let him come in her face?
No, that doesn't happen.
Anymore.
Oh, that you know of?
Well, yeah.
Sure. Doug, what do you want?
Hey, I got to comment on the guy with the 2 people in the line comment.
Yeah.
Now, when I get into a line and I see a guy in front of me with nothing, I think I've got a short line. Now, when some clown with a basket full of shit gets in front of me, I'm going to be a little ticked off.
I got to agree with you 100%. If I see somebody standing there like holding one thing, I assume there's the line. I'm behind one person, not behind somebody who's suddenly going to come up and have their partner in crime bring an entire cart of dog shit up there. You know what? If we live like that, it's anarchy, and we're no better than the frozen wolves of the North. No better at all. And by that, I meant Canadians. I'm going to send you to the big-ass prize closet.
Hold on, buddy. We'll get you some Sinatra Vegas from Rhino.com.
Yeah, what do you want?
Dan, Fez and I are here for you. You can answer any question.
Hey, buddy, it's Broken Dick Holder #1.
All right.
I got a quick question for you.
My buddy's girlfriend's been hitting on me. Now, should I have sex with her and risk ruining the friendship between us?
Absolutely. In my opinion, it doesn't even come close. There's no friendship, no lifelong friendship that is as precious as one night as anonymous sex. I don't even think it comes close. Or else, you may be gay.
I say don't do it. Don't give in to the momentary gratification and throw a lifetime of friendship away.
I'm sure you would say don't do it. You're with that limp noodle of yours. Of course you're not going to be able to have sex. Chris?
Yeah, what do you want?
I don't so much have a question as I just got to tell you, I'm an idiot. You know.
Thank you very much. And I agree. Ted, what do you want, buddy?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and ask and accept Fez's advice, and I want to know what I should get my dad for his 75th birthday.
Coffin?
Oh, that seems a little rough.
What about one of those tacky ashtrays?
No, I wouldn't get your dad an ashtray.
That's right. Why insult the man? What would you get a father's 75th anniversary of his birth?
I would get. Does he have grandkids?
Yes.
I would get him something with the grandkids involved, like the grandkids' picture on something. They got this really cool thing where you can get a quilt made, you can send away a photo, and the quilt comes back with the kids' pictures embroidered in it. I would get that for him.
Who the fuck would want that?
It's got his grandkids on it.
But it's a quilt.
Man. What kind of man wants a quilt?
No man wants it. First of all, you know what a quilt sounds like? You put it over your useless legs. A quilt should be something that when your legs no longer work and you don't know whether it's cold or fucking hot, you put a quilt there.
And it's creepy having your grandchildren like on your lap.
Yeah.
The whole time staring up at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fez, you have the worst ideas.
Terrible.
Dad, he's 75. Get him
75.
a bindle. Get him a bindle or a little bottle of liquid methadone and a couple of Valium chasers. Big ass prize closet. Pick him up some of that Sinatra. Everybody loves Sinatra at that age.
And then just re-gift it. Pay it forward. Give it to your dad for his 75th.
It is for his dad.
So that's Sinatra Vegas from Rhino Entertainment. It's available at rhino.com.
That is if your dad wouldn't like a lovely quilt with pictures of children on it. Oh, Fezzy, what happened to you? Is it the heart attack? Did it stop oxygen to the brain?
There may be some blood clottage there.
Were you momentarily dead?
I don't think so, because I never lost the consciousness.
And yet, your presents have gotten so bad.
Quilt.
I'll tell you right now, while you're laughing at him, Dave, I'd rather have a quilt than a stupid old fucking ashtray for $16.09.
It was much more than that.
Did you pay more than 20?
Yes, I paid more than 20.
You're a moron. Why didn't you just get me a quilt with Toots Shore's picture all over it?
Didn't have one to send.
This is what I go, what is this? He goes, remember Jackie Gleason drank there? And I'm like, what? This was Jackie Gleason's ashtray? Thinking, even though I wouldn't want Jackie Gleason's ashtray, that would be something, right?
Yeah.
He's going, no. It's just from a restaurant that Jackie Gleason. I fucking look at this thing. I just sit it down.
I thought it was really nice and sentimental.
Why were my kids laughing at me then?
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe someone told a funny story or something.
And the holes don't even look big enough for real good cigars.
No, they don't.
I mean, it's actually like a cigarette ashtray, I think.
Oh, and then guess what Fez gives my kids? Fucking C-note. After all this time of telling us that Money and Earl is rude, he fucking pulls out a C-note for each of them. Which, I'm looking at that 100, and I'm going, I wish I fucking had it. I'm sitting here with a cheap-ass fucking replica of an old diner's cigar.
With kids,
holder.
It's different. Kids love money.
Yeah, so do adults. I like to have a room full of it. What happened to you, Fez?
It must have been the heart attack.
Because you know what? I'm going back on this. You got bad fucking presents long before the heart attack.
I think I put a lot of thought into them.
I like to punch the guy in the fucking throat that stole that money off you for that ashtray. He's probably still laughing. Yeah, he paid money for a ceramic ashtray. White. Let's try to get the money back.
I don't think I can get the money back.
Why don't we throw the full weight of XM behind you and say, look, you fucking ripped the guy off. Do you want to have bad reputation now?
And I paid online, so I don't even know. That's on my credit card. So he's already been paid.
Sure he has been.
That's why you do PayPal. Shouldn't do credit cards.
You know what? From now on, if you're going to buy a present, come to me first and say, is this something that you would like?
That'll ruin the surprise.
The surprise will be then. All your surprises so far have been bad. And now I'm mad about this guy taking advantage of you. And we're at the point now, Dave's laughing at you. Which is as low as you've gotten.
He's just saying pay PayPal because he's not allowed to have a credit card.
Well, that's true.
Why attack him for some bad choices he's made?
He doesn't get to make the choices. That's from his parents.
Wow. This ended harsh. I didn't mean for it to. Sorry, Dave. Earl, sorry about the Jesus stuff earlier. I don't know where my head gets. There is a Jesus, and he's good to everybody. You're going to heaven, and you'll be eating watermelon and listening to jazz music. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, this is a bad world. But the next world is going to be great.
That's what I'm looking forward to, Ronnie.
Fried chicken and sweet, sweet pussy for eternity. Everything you wanted.
That's the end of my show. Donk.
Satellite of love. Satellite of
Bennington, Fez Wadley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.